Hey there friend, you click that link. Don't flinch now, don't even blink. It's just a stream with haunted flair, not a trick or murder lair. Come inside, ignore the cold. The fire's fake, but the vibe is bold. Sign this waiver, seal your doom. Screams await inside this room.
And yes, the decor screams too. Got a mic with feedback crack, cams all glitchy, fears on track. Streaming live from Limbo's gate, with cursed alerts that fluctuate.
Smiles too wide, eyes too bright. Ignore the bones off screen just right. I sing, you click, the chat ignites. One scream earns 10 views overnight.
Disclaimer: no souls were monetized, maybe.
Starting soon, don't walk away. Banshees beg you just to stay. Click that heart, unleash your doom. This stream's alive inside your room.
Starting soon, just count to 3. Whisper your name real slow for me. No stars, no bloom, no happy tunes. Just glitch, pop, hell, and dancing ghouls.
Alerts that wail, donations scream.
My mods are ghosts from broken dreams.
They're mostly chill, they joke and laugh.
But cross the line, they'll cut your path. And yes, they take coffee breaks in purgatory.
A folding chair, a witchy brew.
And yeah, that whisper's aimed at you.
We're casual here, no big alarms. Just jump scares tucked in demon charms. Starting soon, the bass ignites. The lights go wild with eldritch rites. If you hear voices, don't you cry. It's just the devil screaming. You won't die.
Starting soon, it's going down. We'll flip your grin into a frown. You click for laughs, now face the beast. You're on the menu at this feast.
My spell book logs your every scream. Clip that moment when you lost your dream. Merch is cursed, the tip jar bleeds. Sponsored now by Demon Seed.
This stream is brought to you by Possessos, the cereal that eats you.
I'm not mean, I'm just obsessed.
With haunting folks who failed the test.
But if you vibe and hang around, we'll drag your shadow underground.
You laughed, you screamed, your lights now fade. We're peeking out from where you stayed. So brace yourself, ignore the shade. Just ride the storm this stream has made. And remember, ghosts don't respect your space.
The lights go red, the screen goes black.
The chat types things it can't take back.
You blink again, the overlay tears. You're now the ghost caught in my layers. Don't say hi, don't drop a heart. That's how the haunting really starts. You came to watch, just passing through, but now the stream is watching you.
You should have read the terms of service.
Mic cuts out, but still you hear.
A lullaby sung in your ear.
Captions show what no one said. A nursery rhyme from something dead.
The chat screams run, but you don't move. You're vibing now inside the groove. You came for chaos, stayed for lore. Now you're part of Stream Corp's core. And hey, free membership for eternity.
Starting soon, don't close your door. You're not on Earth, not anymore. Share the stream or chant a spell. Let's raise the views and raise some hell.
Starting soon.
Hello, hello. How you all doing? My god, it's Lio. Hey! I'm here. I was gone for 5 minutes. Hi, Chris. You're first. Embry! Long time no see. Ruyokai, Wayne. Advocate, hey! Long time no see. It's been 5 minutes. Black Flower. And we have Gerald. Gerald. And Pa Senpai. Kayak, hey! Hey, Kayak! I will judge the Trauma Olympics. Oh boy! Where's your mic? God damn it. Oh, fuck! What do you mean? My mic is doing great. My mic is on full volume. What do you mean? Wait, can I... How does this work again? Wait, I can do it. Gain. I need some gains. Can I do some gains? Is that better? Is that better? Did I do the gains? I slept like ass, so I'm looking forward to some drama to shut my brain off. Well, what did I gain? Did I get the gains? Are the gains good? Gain more? Do I need more gains? Yeah, it's better. It's better. Good, good, good. We have something. Oops. On the wrong screen. Oopsie daisy. A little bit more, boy. Put on your hearing aid. What the fuck? My microphone is on full volume. Jeez. Filters. I do one more. I do one more gain. There. This good? Do I have enough gains? You should feed your mic protein. I have you turned up too. Jeez, you all need your hearing aid. Yeah, this good. This is good. Also, my internet is shit this evening, so that probably also doesn't help. But hey, here we are. Here we are. The mic getting all its macros. Getting all its protein. Much better? Okay, okay, I believe you. Okay, so today we have an amazing topic. I took a look at it while I was at work. It's 7 hours and 20 minutes, and this is only part 1. The internet does not want this, no. But I understand. Miku would be disappointed indeed. True. Yeah, we have Deed and Silver, two from the ACC, even though Deed doesn't like to be called SCC, but it do be like that. They've done some oopsies. They do the Trauma Olympics, and we will look at it, what the SCC has done for terrible things to them. Because they made this 2-parter and a 3rd part with calls. I had the pleasure to listen to this while I was at work. I was this short from throwing myself down the fucking stairs. And now I decided to share the joy with you. Man, don't do this to yourself. Too late! I listened to all of it on 2 times speed at work, Lio. And if I have to suffer, you all will suffer with me. I see you found pain, indeed. So, let's suffer together. Are you all ready for pain? I don't care if you are or not. Here we go. Oh, of course it doesn't have subtitles. Fuck me.
What we do here is go back.
What the fuck? What a start. Oh, you're not going over the call yet? Oh no, you're starting from the beginning. Here we go. We go from the beginning. 4 times or bust, scrub. Lio, I'm an old woman. I cannot comprehend 4 times speed. So, let's speed it up a little bit. I don't want to sit here all evening. Let's do. Hey.
Sorry, couldn't hear you now.
You know what's always a great thing to start your... This is not what we agreed to. I refused to watch this the first 3 times. Now you're here, Saint. Now you're here. I sit here for you, dude. What do I want to say? Also, what is better to start your serious "My life has been hell" video with than a funny skit? I'm older than you, not in spirit, Lio. Smiles to Hi, Ace. Hi, Axis. I will suffer with you. We will all suffer together. We all hold hands.
What were you saying?
I said I was going to record for a new video. I'll let you know when I'm done.
Gotcha. Alright, sounds good.
Thanks.
Why do they have meat hooks on their fucking door? Wait.
Thanks.
Why do you have meat hooks on your door? Look, it's so close to his eye.
Haven't been here in a while, but surprisingly, the cleaning lady kept the place the same. I should give her a raise.
Ace Attorney did not die for this.
Guess I should check the mail. No doubt the explosives would have gone off by now. Let's see. Bill, spam mail, bill, eviction notice, bill, jury duty, bill, more bills, spam a ton, foreclosure notice, more spam, ton of spam. Wow, that's a lot of spam. I mean, really. Ooh, spam the meat.
Why do you think, do? I will not say what I think why the hooks are there. I'm taking this very serious.
Like spam the meat. Spam the meat's actually pretty good. Spam my death certificate from Killland, bills, and... Oh, hey! You? I didn't know I was doing a co-op!
Why is she so big selected?
Again. The what else am I useful for?
Silver? Why the fuck is... Wait, why did I just call you Silver?
'Cause that's my name?
No, Silver's your name, not... God damn it.
I'm not following what the joke is here. Did I grab the...
I will end the stream now. This is already cringe.
wrong script?
No, Silver, listen. No,
Listen, we have serious allegations of why our life has been hell.
not here to do a co-op with you.
Oh. Then why are you wearing my second skin?
Silver, I swear to God... Listen, okay? This
is dire. This is painful already. I don't want this anymore.
You're not doing this anymore, remember? We talked about this.
I'm not doing commentaries anymore? Then
How
what-
long are you gonna attempt to watch this? I will watch all of it.
am I doing?
How do I put this without breaking the fourth wall that was apparently here this whole
Why can't freaks leave things I like alone? You are not allowed to like things, Axis, that's why.
time?
Yeah, I'm too sober for this. I need my first monster. This is what my next video with you look like. No!
Well, let's say your new content is more practical. Huh?
Oh! Okay,
Ugh.
I see what you're putting down now.
Oh, thank God.
If that's the case, we won't be needing this setup anymore. Flashbang time!
Yep, you certainly won't. Wait, Flash, what now?
I wish to die. You know what? Take the avatars back. Hi, Ian! Can't help.
That's
Why is he dressed like Yagami? What the fuck?
one way to transition out of that. And you just
Transition.
add those lying around.
I have whatever's necessary for the skit.
Right. Right. Well, Michael, darling.
I will marathon this whole thing, Starbird. This is what I come back to. I've been gone for 5 minutes. This is my punishment. He's Temu Light Yagami. He's Bottle Light Yagami, bro.
I thought we kind of, moved on from that. And
He's comically taller than her. True. It's at least a head.
starting new, something more practical.
Well, I was going to, right?
Mhm.
But, you see, I don't know if you've noticed this, but the Hellfire outside has made it really difficult to film.
You know what? Every allegation video should start like that. Every video about how bad I have it starts like that.
Oh, right. That.
Yeah, I do not know why, but, when I started
No,
doing
I have chat to all messages, okay? This time I have it on all messages.
commentaries again, I noticed that started to quell the fire a bit. You know, I figured if my choices were either that or dying from smoke inhalation, and my lungs are a bitch.
And that's
Not even funny. When you do a cringy bit, at least be funny.
the only way to quell that thing.
As far as I know, I've tried a few other things. I tried fire extinguisher, I tried water, I tried yelling at it even. That didn't really seem to do anything. In fact, that exasperated it.
Huh.
Oh, that's probably just junk mail. Or it could be bills. Which I guess could also be considered junk mail, depending on the person.
Nope. But I'll tell you one thing.
Swear somewhere missing, maybe it's YouTube. Oh. They are incapable of being funny. It can also be that it's just the filter for the comments on the thingy. Boom. You know what I mean?
This is our ticket out of here to getting rid of that Hellfire.
Dire. Warning! The following video discusses disturbing and graphic topics. We will not be beating around the bush, nor tiptoeing around said subject matter, nor any terminology. Due to this, if you are under the age of 18, we highly advise you to click off this video. Disturbing messages will be displayed through screenshots that have been compiled, so watch at your own risk. The following video has been marked as age restricted for this exact reason. If you feel our story and the overall message is important to share, oh, I share it, honey. I share it. Then we encourage you to do so. However, we do not condone nor wish for anyone to thought after or harass plus threaten any individual that will be discussed within this video. Please proceed with caution and take breaks if need be. We will, honey, we will. Do not feel inclined to watch all the way through in one sitting. We will. I also hide from listening to this while at work. Why would you do this to you? See, the warning is truly about. I've seen better filming and things killing. Oh no.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Drama, what the fuck is that? Drama, what the fuck? Need to go home. Hello, darkness, my old friend.
What you are reading on screen right now is real, and will be talked about in depth within
Oh,
this
we
video.
really love trigger warnings. Content warning for the following. Not safe for work topics such as fetishes being discussed, sexual harassment and objectification, sexual, verbal, mental and physical abuse, my favorites, rape and sexual assault, CSA, molestation, etc., abuse and manipulation of the vulnerable, mockery of drama, gaslighting, gaslighting, and victim blaming, grooming, predatory behavior and pedophilia, so the usual, sexism and ableism, animal cruelty, no, and death, blood and violent imaginary, xenophobia and racism, lolicon and shotacon, vomiting and gagging noises. Why? Suicide, suicide ideation and self-harm. Heavy discussion on cults and one brief mention of school shootings. Okay, cool.
video.
Is
This
it the, I hope it's the werewolf vampire cult.
Why we have given the precaution to tread this video carefully if you are triggered by any of the following. This video will not be going anywhere, so please take this at your own pace. Since the beginning of
I won't break at work. Did they ruin Ace Attorney? Yes.
2021, my partner and I have been subjected to a slew of false allegations, harassment, and, to put it bluntly, a defamation campaign on both our relationship and our—
Defamation. Of course you would wish for the werewolf cult. I hope it's the vampire werewolf cult. What was the name of the vampire werewolf? No spoilers, Starbird. No spoilers. Psh. Evil.
reputation online, my partner being targeted more than myself. I say this as Deed will be speaking the most as it has affected her the most,
He sounds like oatmeal.
but don't worry, I have plenty to say on this matter myself. We stayed silent for years about this because not only did we want to move past this, but my partner Deed was
Oh god, wall of text. Wait a minute. Or she knows that it's art which is very public. Oh. Jesus. Amber. Why is he out of breath? Listen. Listen.
Terrified of speaking publicly about any of this, and for very good reason. We
Very
only
good reason. He sounds like oatmeal. I can't help it. Hi, Tusky. It's not my fault. Dita's a hypocrite. I will read this later out loud. If that's okay with you, Amber, because that's actually some good extra info when you think of all her mega triggers.
had speculation and theories on how this all began, but not anymore. In mid-2025, we were given solid proof and confirmation on how this all began, and with that, we are going to go over everything that was spewed publicly and privately,
Let's go.
and we will not be holding back. We
We
will
will not be holding back. Well, there's not much to hold back, so...
not be silent about this any longer, but I want to make it known. We
We
were
will be heard.
unreasonably nice when we first wanted to speak up
We are over with being nice. No more Mr. Nice Guy.
about all this. But all anonymity and kindness has dissipated. That is how damning and cruel the information we have been given was. Let that be known. We demand this to stop. We
We
demand
demand it, or else.
apologies, and to those unwilling to give
Why do you demand apologies? You cannot demand an apology. That just means it's not a real apology, bro.
us that, then we demand your continued silence henceforth.
We demand an apology or your silence. It can't be nice when I do. You can do angrily.
Although we are removing anonymity, those who are not involved in the libel threat on us will remain anonymous.
I thought
While
the
we were hurt by
libel.
these people, they did not engage nor participate in the defamation campaign. But with that being said, you know who you are, and we will not hesitate to
You know who you are. We will not hesitate to send the werewolves on you.
out you if you choose to deflect or even attempt to defend your actions towards us. Either apologize to us directly for the pain you caused, or remain silent in
You know what? Hit me with your car, true. I'll take that demand seriously, otherwise they might keep making skits. Apologize or we will do a skit on you. Hey, potato! Every time I heard you talk about oatmeal, I think of that golden retriever that hangs out in the pool on inflatable toys.
live with what you did. We will also be censoring any confident information regarding mine or others' trauma.
Confidential information. I was so confident that I got that line right. Oh, the irony. Indeed.
While these people did damaging things to us, we don't want to stoop to their level. We have no reason to out any sensitive information about these people. As for myself, I suffer from complex PTSD. Ever since childhood,
It's just on the start of the video, and already. Here are all my diagnoses. Please, be careful. I am very frail.
I have endured a plethora of traumatic experiences, many of which I
Yeah, we all have. Okay, get over it. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to briefly talk about certain traumatic events I endured in my childhood, regardless if I want to or not. And you will soon see why that is the case later on. All I asked for people to respect my privacy, wish for me, not wanting to discuss it any further. Thank you. I would be very happy if you not discuss it any further.
wish to not speak publicly on, or I am simply not ready to speak up about just yet. So, any redacted information you will see censored is in regards to that. However, you don't really need to know the exact trauma to get the context regardless.
My blood type is AB. I was robbed at gunpoint and my social security number is... Greg? Where's Greg? There's Greg! Show me all your medical history. You already have them, Greg.
And since these people have this sensitive information about me, seeing as they mocked it, I will be stating this now. I do not, under any circumstances, give consent to anyone to out or go into detail about the trauma I endured. Anyone who does so will merely be going against a victim's wishes, and I think says enough on who they are as a person.
Yeah.
And finally,
But what if the victim trauma dumps on me against my will?
while we will be taking this all seriously, as heavy subject matter will be discussed,
Black Flower, what did I say about spoilers? What Falgi said we're not supposed to send out Google Docs of our medical records. Damn. How dare he?
some claims were so asinine and flat-out ridiculous, we will be making potshots and lightening the mood in those segments. We will not be
Please do not lighten the mood. I have seen how you lighten the mood.
mocking anyone's appearance or trauma, nor mocking any serious subject matter. And just to clarify, there is a distinct difference between mockery and dark humor. It's why we started the video off with a
It's just suffering, Purple Heart. It's just suffering.
lighthearted skit. We didn't want folks to get jump scared and hit with immediate dread. Plus,
Instead, you do a funny skip and then you jump scare me with trauma dumping. Cool, cool, cool.
Michael and I have coped with this whole ordeal with dark humor. Serious allegations were made on us, and the evidence, and quite frankly, the reaction, was a mockery in of itself.
In the description
I'll be mocking people's appearances. Of course you will, Saint.
will be timestamps for the video so you can pause and come back at your own accord, and a link dedicated to all the screenshots and evidence to back up our claims, sensitive information, of course, being redacted. With that all being said, I want to make clear that the slideshow commentary community, or the SCC, which we will refer to it from now on, took great part in this defamation campaign against us, but this is not about the SCC in its entirety. The people who heard us happen to be involved or was once part of the SCC, and while we are going to talk about a correlation to the SCC and criticize the SCC for many things, this video is more so us clearing our names and putting rumors and false allegations to rest. This is not a call-out post to the SCC in its entirety.
Only specific few. Right, just call out everyone.
There's certainly plenty if you know where to look, however. This video's targeted audience is meant towards mine and Deed's audience alongside anyone who's heard over the years these false allegations that were
That'd be so real. I've never heard of these two.
being said of us. If you were a stranger, or by God, if YouTube decided to put this video into your recommendations, I'm so sorry. I apologize for the confusion and utter whiplash.
We are still in the disclaimer portion. Yes! We are only 10 minutes in. Wait, how long is the disclaimer portion? Oh, we're almost done with it. Great. Oh, no, it's how it all began. Almost over.
Although we will give some context onto who these individuals are, we are going into this with the expectation people know who and what we are talking about, because there was already enough that we have to go over as is. With disclaimers out of the way now, it's only...
Oh, no, after 10 minutes out of the way. That's great, honey. It's great.
right to start from the beginning.
Tell me story. How it all began. Average pervert. Not the average. Blood for sex.
It's best to start with why everything happened to us the way it did, and that is because I endured a traumatic incident by a well-known slideshow commentator within the community who was defended, protected, and I was not only left in the dirt into accepting the fact no one would ever believe me, but it was my entire social circle I had accumulated over the years who conspired behind my back and did all this. All for an average pervert. All of this for Alvi Holtman. This video is going to be
Alvi!
long enough as is, as we are going to have to
I
disprove
remember Alvi.
over a year's worth of false claims, so I won't be delving into the nitty-gritty details of what Avi did to me, but I will give you enough context to understand how traumatic this was for me. The Avi situation will be brought back up constantly throughout this video, so I won't go into everything right now, as I don't wish to repeat myself, but I will still give you the overall TLDR, and then go into more detail once I get to a segment where I can do just that. With that being said, we're going back to 2019. Back in 2019, I was invited to a server from someone who I was close with at the time. I thought this was a good idea due to me and the owner of said server being close, so I trusted them.
You know what? I already have her speed up to 1.5, and she still sounds so slow.
Clearly shouldn't have, as this person was involved in the defense campaign for Avi later on. When I joined the server, there were several people in it that I knew and didn't know, and Avi was someone I did not know. In fact, this was one of the few servers I ever shared with him. I did not know Avi all that well. Prior to this, we did have very brief conversations here and there in DMs, one of which was Avi making an implied rape joke.
I tried to fuck him in the butt, and his house exploded. Am I stupid? I feel like I'm How is that a rape joke? Okay. It's honestly one of the funniest things I've ever done. As long as it was consensual. Eh? Eh? I am confusion. I need an adult. Hey, nothing. Yeah, I've been gone for 5 minutes.
And, I think my brain blocked that out for a reason. Anyways, we had brief conversations with one another because I formerly was in a server Doodletones owned, but that was as far as the conversations went, and we did not become companions.
Doodles, oh doodles, what's your deal? Dang, we're interrupted the stream. Oh no! Welcome back, K-Huck.
Nor got to know each other at all. It wasn't until I joined this server that Avi spoke to me, attempting to get close to me. I say this because Avi kept referring to us as friends in DMs. We weren't. I barely knew him. I was 19 when this incident with Avi occurred. However, I want to explain that I went through extreme, intense psychological abuse in my teen years. So although legally I was an adult, mentally I was still a teenager. Because of this, I involved myself in situations that were reckless. Part of the reckless behavior I partook in was going into not-safe-for-work servers and chat rooms and talking about my sexual experiences that, at the time, I didn't realize were heavily abusive and even non-consensual. I say this as there were many chat rooms within this server, many of which were sexual in nature, with not-safe-for-work artwork to chat rooms specifically talking about kinks and fetishes. With this information I just provided, I did partake in those chat rooms and shamelessly shared that I had recently come to terms with a fetish I had, but did not disclose what it was. I have
19, 19, 19. Yes, 19. It's not a minor. Yes, listen, mentally, she was 6.
since learned over the years and speaking with a therapist that this wasn't a sexual fetish, but rather was a coping mechanism and overall just a
Does any of these people have a sexual fetish? It's like everyone is just like, no, it's just my fun, not sexual fetish. Haha. Totally not sexual, guys.
fascination for a form of art that allows me to express myself. Due to how shameful and embarrassing this part of my life is, I will not be disclosing the alleged fetish I thought I had at the time.
Okay, I will. I have heard by now that it. You know what? I got so excited because I thought. I'm so great. Hey, Fly, why are you all spoiling? I was about to say it. All spoiling here. Banned. Banned. You know, I was so excited for it to be some really weird thing. Like magic tricks, exactly. Or clowns. Or something. You know? And then it's just blood and cutting. Like, sorry, in the SCC and ACC, that's like the beginner's kink.
Being said, Avi showed immediate interest in what I had said and even went into my private DMs to ask me all about it. And because I was indulging in reckless behavior at the time, I decided to tell Avi what it was. And to say that their response was excitement is underestimating it. He went on saying that he had never met someone with a fetish like mine, and that he
Of course, a German wants to ban something. Shut up, liar.
he was very fascinated by it, which, looking back, was the first sign of what was about to come. But I glossed over it and thought nothing of it at the time. Avi then
Can I quote exactly what you asked the kink was? Yes, please, Saint, do it. What's wrong with clowns? I like women, that's basically a clown fit. Good. Have fun in class name.
proceeded to tell me his fetish, something I did not ask about. He did this at his own accord, which was specifically on a particular body part, that being the nose, and a fetish towards sneezing. I didn't kink shame him.
I would have kink shamed him. Fucking noses.
But just responded with a okay cool sort of attitude, and kinda just wanted to leave it at that.
Pinocchio must be his wet dream, bro.
I didn't have an interest in diving the discussion further, as I wasn't interested in hearing about his fetish, i.e. sex life, because it makes me uncomfortable when women detail sexual stuff towards me, due to my sexual trauma, but also due to my sexuality status being heterosexual. Yeah, so this
Imagine being heterosexual in the SCC, bro.
incident occurred during the time Avi went by she, her, and identified as a trans woman. And the latter, regarding my sexuality, was stated by me in the server, so Avi was aware of my sexuality. I even had made references to me only being attracted to men in our DMs, but that was unfortunately ignored and brushed off. I say this because Avi objectified and sexualized me many, many times.
Listen, you never look at someone sneezing and you're like, yeah, do it again. Come on, sneeze harder, baby. Do it with snot this time. Get a nosebleed while you're at it.
Avi would constantly attempt to flirt with me and continuously
Yeah, I kinda get surprised when people tell me I look good and all that. I mean, I look fine, but not that good. You're a cutie. Do not get that mixed up. Hehe, thanks. Heart. Spaghetti hands.
complimented my body. Some of these compliments were out of the blue, others were in reply to posting photos in the server, to which Avi specifically pointed out a specific body part of mine. That being my nose, which
I was just gonna say, you got a cute nose. Oh, thank you. Heh. Heart.
Avi made clear was their fetish. Avi complimenting my nose was the most recurring compliment. At one point, I ended up telling Avi about my unique sneezes as a means to gross them out, but instead it had the opposite effect.
Yeah, from someone who you know is into noses and sneezing, and you're like, oh my god, it's really gross when I do it, and you're surprised that he's like, ooh.
To which he replied saying that those were the type of sneezes that were the hottest and the ones that turned them on the most.
Why are you talking about sneezes when you know they turn him on?
Reply clearly made me uncomfortable. I didn't tell them outright I was uncomfortable with their flirtatious acts and compliments at the time because I was
Where? Show.
scared. I have had a history with women being flirtatious towards me, despite making clear I had no interest in them and they either proceed to brush it off or get aggressive with me and downplay it despite my discomfort. So I attempted to brush them off and downplayed it as nothing more than odd comments or Avi's way of being nice, as, after all, I did not
You
know.
know there's the thing. You can just ghost someone. You don't need to interact with them.
Avi. They were a stranger to me. Despite the conversations we would have, they were, and still are, a stranger to me. I know more about what turns him on than what his hobbies are. Going back to the initial conversation, unfortunately, despite me wanting to move on from the topic at hand, Avi didn't stop and continued the conversation, furthering discussing both our fetishes. Although I was
Why are you discussing your fetish with someone? You said that makes you uncomfortable, so I just
weirded out, I didn't want to be rude, so I allowed him to.
I didn't want to be rude, so I discussed my fetish with him. Yeah.
And the conversation soon led to him describing scenarios that combined both our fetishes, which is the turning point and where I got extremely uncomfortable. Yes, it keeps
Then
going,
why are you discussing your fetish with him?
and yes, it gets worse from here on out. Avi proceeded to ask me personal questions regarding my fetish, and soon went from talking about both our
Yeah, then you can ghost him. You know, if you're that scared, you don't want to be rude, ghost him. If anything, not telling him off.
fetishes to solely focusing and talking about mine. This went on for a while, and I do have an explanation for why I didn't say anything up until this
She was being polite too. Yes, when I'm polite, I also share my fetishes. Hi, my jungle! Where's the milk? The milk. The milk has become yogurt. Can you change your stream schedule to match when I'm free? No, I always go to stream now when you're at school.
I had a deep, genuine fear of saying no to women because of my surroundings growing up. In my
And let me guess, if it was a man, you also would have be like, yeah, I'm also scared of men because they're loud.
early childhood, when I told my mother no, she would proceed to get aggressive and either hit me or yell at me. I have also had
Thanks for the trauma dump.
multitude of other women in my life that, when I spoke up about the mistreatment towards me, they would simply brush it off or get more physical with me. And at 15 years old, I was raped by a girl around my age.
Wow. Wow. That's tough.
Someone I thought I could trust, who I thought was my pal, and someone my parents allowed into our home, to which they took advantage of me. The night that I was raped, I told my rapist no, and she attacked me. I told them to stop. I even tried to fight back, but I couldn't.
Like, sorry this happened to you, but why do I need to know this right now?
And she proceeded to violate me. She did this more than once. She bragged about it even.
Much younger. That's rough, buddy.
I hate that if Avi had just been male identifying, maybe then I could have stood up for myself. But then
But probably not, because men scare me too.
again, I don't know. Because it's not like I haven't had men in my life take no for an answer either.
I've been molested by men and women. Both scare me. There's your Junko lore, dude. Oh god. I get lore. Okay, so short fun fact. Amber just sent this to Deed. Has played every Danganronpa game for what I can tell, meaning she saw all these things despite saying she hates them, and chose Junko Enoshima, who caused most of this to happen and decided she wanted to represent her. Homophobia, transphobia. Adding these here first because they are the less egregious claims. Multiple forms of incest, sexualizing minors, sexual assault, gore, suicide, assault, child abuse, sexual child abuse, teenagers being manipulated to commit suicide, children, and yeah, actually children, kids in middle school, being manipulated to kill and assault adults, a groping minigame, and much more. That is not a fun fact. Oh, according to Julie, Avi did not identify as trans at the time, apparently. Well, men are also scary. Non-binary people are also scary because you never knew. What the fuck did I just hear? Pain.
Regardless, the fact that Avi was a stranger to me made me even more cautious and quite
And again, for all I care, Avi can go and take a long walk into the forest. If you know what I mean. From everything I remember. And I hate that I have to be like, okay, but how? Like, when you have someone and you talk both about your fetishes and the other person continues to engage with you. And from the two messages I've seen so far, with hearts and everything, how is he supposed to know, really? Again, I'm not trying. Again, I know that it sometimes can be a bit awkward. It can be creepy. It can be awkward, yeah. It's like when some dude comes to you in a bar, but you have to be like, no, thank you. Fuck off. Leave me alone, you weirdo. You know?
Frankly, fucking terrified, because I had no idea if Avi was going to get verbally aggressive with me or even threaten me. So needless to say, I was scared.
Exactly, Yula, and this is on a screen. The fuck is he supposed to do? Oh no, we have the same friend circle. Well, you can just say, well, I don't like this person. We don't get along really well. Or just tell them, no, I don't like his fetishes. His noses are scaring me.
However, I did eventually stand up for myself when things finally went too far.
Oh.
Unfortunately, as I had feared, Avi just disregarded it.
Well, show me.
One day, Avi suggested that he should send...
I've been taking requests from friends lately. It's been helping with my self-esteem a bit. Oh, well, that's good. It's always good to boost your self-esteem. Yeah, it's mostly for friends who like the sneeze as well. If I'll be sure to tell you. Guy, you really don't have to do that, seriously. That is not telling him no. This is what I say when I'm like, oh, no, you don't have to do that. You know? And for especially the, beforehand. I'm sorry, but that's not, no. You don't have to do that. How do you survive this long?
Photos of themselves partaking in my fetish. Although these photos weren't nudes, they were sexual in nature, because a fetish, 9 times out of 10, is sexual in nature.
Didn't you just say your kink was not sexual? Well, there are occurrences that fetishes aren't sexual, most commonly is. Especially in this scenarios, I had mistaken this fetish as sexual, therefore. Avi knew this was a sexual fetish.
This is when I finally stood my ground and told them that I did not want that, and I did not consent, nor was comfortable with that.
You just said, no, you don't have to. Wait until you get to my call with her. God damn it.
But Avi did so anyways. In fact, they had already sent me fetish photos by...
Also, just wanna say you got a goodness. Oh, thank you, Herr. It's not a lot, but I can be if you'd like. So, since her fetish is blood and cutting, Avi should have cut deeper.
Then, when they asked me this question. And despite me telling them I didn't want to receive softcore porn material, they sent me more photos anyways.
The softcore porn.
This entire incident started from February 2019 to June 2019, so about 5 months. When it wasn't Avi just talking about mundane things, he would send me unsolicited photos or be talking about my fetish. Specifically just mine. He had grown obsessed with my fetish. These mundane things aren't very important and are nothing in comparison to the sexual harassment I endured. It ranged from Avi walking me through a Tinder date on Ron, to Avi talking about
the sexual harassment.
Drama that included him talking poorly about an individual that I was fairly close with at the time. I was rightfully uncomfortable with this, and during the conversation, it felt like Avi was trying to convince me this person was awful, so I made clear to him that this was a companion of mine, and that whilst I tried to be respectful regarding his feelings on said individual, I wasn't going to outright believe what Avi said. However, there were other spur-of-the-moment messages Avi sent me that my brain blocked from my memory due to how disgusting these
fetishes shouldn't be coping mechanism. Hot take, I know, that's a very hot take. Sexual harassment panda. I mean, fetishes can be non-sexual, but they tend to still be obsession that cause pleasure in a way or another. Depends on the fetish, but there's definitely sexual. Yeah. I'm back, but I'd miss pain. Why is PPD creepypasta music playing? Because this is what this is.
messages were. There was a time Avi unpromptly talked about their genitals to me, which I tried to laugh off, but he proceeded to tell me he'd gladly...
I mean, you could ask me about that shit. I don't really have boundaries. Haha, thanks, I appreciate that. But I'd be more comfortable asking my partner about all it. Heh. Alrighty, I'm just waiting to get my dick removed. Oh yeah, 'cause you're trans, male to female, right? Again, there's no, I don't want to know, thank you, please leave me alone. You were discussing your fetishes together. Where?
Talk about his genitals towards me, which I told him I wasn't interested and I'd rather my future partner tell me. This is again when Avi identified as trans, and I didn't want to tell him off because I didn't want to come off as transphobic. Because they
You're not transphobic because you say, I don't want to know.
mentioned wanting bottom surgery, so I didn't want to come off as rude. There was also another time where Avi randomly messaged me saying they were... I don't even want to say it, so I'll just show it. My...
Fuck! God, I'm really horny. Shit! Me every day. Haha, sadly for me, this is rare times where I ain't. Just a lot of stuff going on that's turning me off. Maybe I watched some dude pole dancing to make me feel better. I don't know, that always works. That is, again, not leave me alone. That is, haha, oh. Usually I am too, but not now. Bruh. You're engaging woman. Oops, I muted. Oops.
They were a trans woman.
Thank you. This is try again later, exactly. This is, I will try to get in the mood.
The reason I didn't block Avi right away or told him to stop was because every time I got a photo from him, I froze. And I didn't even want to look at my phone, as I was terrified of him. I was terrified that
Ghost. You can ghost him. You don't have to look at it.
I was going to be sent unsolicited nudes, that I was going to be sent graphic sexual images, because they were already bordering the line of sending me pornography. Again, while there was no nudity involved in any of the images, he knew this was a fetish of mine, so Avi
It was bordering pornography, but there was no nudity. What?
was essentially trying to arouse me and send me fetish photos, aka adult material, despite me making it very clear I was not into women.
My hawk is 3 feet long. It's a horrible existence and I'm very depressed. Dr. Bigschutz, do you fall unconscious every time?
Despite me making it very clear that I did not want these photos. And
Where? You just said I'm not in the mood right now.
looking back, him going into detail about fantasies involving my fetish was more than
Bro, if this broad would have gotten like dick pics, she would have died. Thank God she never got unsolicited dick pics. She would have died it. Oh, wait. There's a dashboard there. Hi, Zella, thank you. People suck ass. Instead, hyperfixate on Baldur's Gate 3. True. So true. Oh. I barely know this person. I can already tell they're full of shit. It really feels like this.
likely also an attempt to arouse me. The photos are not where it stopped, however. Yes, I'm serious. No, I wish I was fucking joking. Avi
Oh no. I can't believe it.
advanced this even further by going as far as saying they went out of their way to do things to themselves just so he could send me more photos. To which I was deeply disturbed by this. But not just that,
And of course you told them to please never do this again. This is gross.
Avi also stated that he started to like and enjoyed partaking in my fetish and sending me these photos. He was getting sexual gratification from sending me unsolicited photos.
Well, did you ever tell him, no, stop this, blocked, ignored?
I felt disgusted and absolutely trapped. I
How
felt like
are you trapped? Is Avi in the room with us right now? He's online. You could have... He didn't know where you live.
if I told him to stop,
Bro, if he would have gotten flirted on in a bar, in real life, you know, if people would go outside, he would have died it.
to bring up the fact I didn't want these photos in the first place, that he wouldn't even listen to me, and just continue anyways.
Well, this is like the people who don't know how to get out of a call with Lyle. Like, I can't leave. He trapped me in here.
The most I did was express to him that he shouldn't do anything dangerous, and that I did not like the idea of Avi hurting themselves. But he didn't care.
Well, well, hurting himself is your kink, so...
Nor mind at all, and just continuously ignored my pleas.
Hey, thanks for subscribing, lady nerd artist.
And I need to make this absolutely clear. I did not consent to any of this.
You kinda did. By engaging and not saying, please don't do this. You don't even have to say please, you can just say fuck off with this gross shit. Leave me the fuck alone. You can block. You engaged.
The reason I froze every time these photos were sent to me is for several reasons. For one, freeze is a state the body gets into whenever you're in danger.
Oh my god, we get a little slide. We get a slide. Oh my god, freeze, fawn, flight. Oh, always choose fight.
Or experiencing a trauma response. And in this case, it was both. I want to
How dare Avi not being able to read my thoughts? Again, I hate Avi. Like I said, Avi can get lost in the woods, fight a bear for all I care. But in this case... Hi, Luna Munti.
state clearly that I am pointing out parallels rather than making comparisons. But what Avi has said and done to me is eerily similar to what my rapist did to me.
You just don't play your own rape, bruh. You stupid bot. Bro, you can't be like this dude who is... This dude I have been talking with my fetishes over in the DMs. He was eerily similar to my fucking rapist. Bruh.
The night my rapist raped me, she consistently sent me unsolicited Rule 34 images to attempt to arouse me.
Not Rule 34.
I never gave consent. These were sent to me unprompted. In fact, I even told her no and to stop, which escalated.
Did you... Listen, I don't want to downplay rape, but I have to ask. Did you say no as much as you said to Avi? Was it the same kind of no?
To her pinning me down on my own bed, forcing me to watch hentai with her, and proceeding to rape me. It is very likely I was experiencing severe flashbacks, and I was in a triggered and dissociative state. I even
If that happened, I'm very sorry for your experience.
showed signs of the fawning response within our DMs, which is unfortunately a controversial and common trauma response that is used to victim blame people. By the time Avi sent me several photos, told me they were getting off to it, when they asked out of the blue if I was okay with receiving yet another photo.
That is not a no! The fuck are you talking about, you stupid... Oh, sure, if you're okay with that. Would you like to see? Oh, sure, if you're okay with that. That sounds like you are like, oh, you know, if you want to show me, sure. That's not a no. So stupid. This is retarded.
Photo. I simply said, long as you're okay with it. It's fucked up that I said that. Yeah. But I knew he wasn't gonna stop regardless. I knew if I
Well, you didn't even try.
said no, or if I had ignored him, he would have sent it anyways.
Yeah, but then you would have had a screenshot of you saying no. And then you could have been like, this dude is weird.
It's also a common manipulation tactic perpetrators use as a means to control the victim.
It would have been if you said no. No, this is not a common tactic to send a picture after someone said it's okay to send a picture.
Do stuff now, and ask later to make it look as if the victim consented in the first place.
He asked! It's a common tactic of rape. Do you consent? Hey, Axis, thank you very much. Do listen, she was under fetish e-kitten mind control. She wasn't able to control her mind and body. The block button didn't exist in her perception. In fact, not blocking people who send her unsolicited news is a fetish. Hey, we reached the goal. Thank you so much, Axis. Oh. Let's fucking go. We reached the goal. Ding, 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 ding. Oops. The fastest way to bring doubt into your claim to vape in the past is to literally link it to an internet conversation. Yes. It's like, bruh. You can't compare that. You can't be like, yeah, the worst moment in my life. You know, it was kinda like that. Chat cute, I wanna kiss its boo-boo. Kiss its boo-boo.
Was numb at that point to all of it.
I also feel numb.
That was the only other time he asked for my consent.
Well, and the one time he asked, you didn't say no.
That was the last time he sent me the fetish photos. The only reason why the photos and the messaging stopped is because Avi randomly had just stopped messaging me, and I felt a huge relief off of my shoulders.
Hi, Ivy! I bought milk. I brought the milk home after the 5 minutes I've been gone.
My final interaction with Avi was in late June of 2019. When it
Hey! Pumpkin! Ruining my new chair, yeah? Ruining my new chair. Oh, don't bite me!
all stopped, I just proceeded to act like nothing happened, because I was
I acted like nothing happened because, you know, he asked me and I said yes, and then he did the thing. It's very traumatic.
just terrified during the course of those months. And I just felt relief that it had all
I was terrified every time I looked at Discord. Bleh.
had finally stopped. I told Avi I didn't want those photos. I told them I didn't like it, but they proceeded to send those messages and proceeded to send those
Shaking, crying, throwing up. Same, Claudia. This is so bad.
photos to me anyways. For quite a while,
Let him take the chair. No, he already got my old one. Because it's ruined, so he got it.
victim blamed myself, and others had even victim blamed me for not
I victim blamed myself for saying yes when he asked me. I'm sorry, honey. I'm sorry, honey. You're not a victim!
saying no sooner, or for not just blocking Avi outright. But I was scared. Blocking them from my DMs wasn't going to stop the harassment that was happening in the Discord server,
Leave the fucking server, man.
and my body often goes into a freeze state when I am in an unsafe situation. I cannot control
Why were you in an unsafe situation? You were not unsafe. This was on Discord.
what state my body goes into. I also showed the fawning response as I did not know Avi's intentions, nor did I know how they were going to respond to me saying no. I was simply trying to survive. And I did. I survived that
I survived. I survived Discord. I can't believe I fucking survived Discord.
traumatizing interaction. I eventually left the server in early September of 2019, as I started to feel unsafe not just because Avi was still in that server, but the owner of said server, the one who invited me, went ahead and created a chat room dedicated for me to be able to talk about my fetish, which ended up having many individuals kink shame me and belittle me.
Maybe don't talk with everyone about your fucking kink.
Despite me bringing those concerns up to the server owner, they completely brushed them off. The breaking point, however, was triggering content and messages being posted in the server causing severe
It's true, Saint has me blocked. I block people for a couple days or weeks, just cause I'm tired of seeing them. You can always unblock them. Yeah. It's really not that hard.
flashbacks for me. Being terrified of Avi already, but also now being terrified of the server owner getting mad at me for leaving said server,
I was scared the server owner would get mad at me for leaving. Honey, I don't think you're that important.
I sent them a message saying why I was leaving.
Hey, I just wanted you to know I've decided to leave your server. I really appreciate you making a chat room dedicated for me to feel comfortable posting stuff regarding my blood fetish. You had an extra chat room just to talk about your fetish? But over time I felt uncomfortable and ashamed due to the other members, and a few nights ago I was triggered by one of the messages posted in the server. It's no one's fault, as nobody knows about my PTSD nor triggers. In fact, it was something I didn't think would trigger me, but it gave me flashbacks to my sexual assault, so yeah. I know none of this matters, but I just wanted to thank you for... But unfortunately, I just feel it's best I'm not in the server anymore. I deleted all my messages regarding my blood fetish because I'm still heavily private about it and wouldn't want new members finding out about it. No one makes me a chat room for my fetishes. No, you don't get one saint. Yes, Ivy, everyone has said it.
in the server, but I purposefully left out what Avi had done because I was terrified, ashamed, and just wanted to forget the situation entirely.
You hearing that made me want to close the cabinet on my head for a second. Do it.
I also thought it wasn't a good idea bringing it up, as most of the interactions were in private DMs, but if I had never joined that server, I would have
never joined. I was traumatized by the Discord server.
experienced that traumatic interaction. To this day, I regret ever joining that damn server. Oh, you thought it ended here. I still got 2 years worth of context to
Don't worry, we still have 7 hours left.
go into. Welcome to my own personal hell.
Oh no.
As I had mentioned, I wanted to act as if what happened never even occurred. I kept it to myself for quite a while. That was until
You mean how you had consenting sexual DMs with someone? Crazy shit.
a certain incident and allegations came out within the SEC. I had stumbled across the Google Doc of the victim of George Raccoon, Leo, regarding what George had done to them when they were underage, and I had felt that the situation was relatable to what Avi had done to me, as it also involved fetishes and non-consensual acts. I want to state that Avi did not groom me. I was 19, but what he had done was sexual harassment.
Actually, what he did to me was worse. He adult groomed me.
Leo was sent fetish photos by George without their consent, as minors cannot consent, and that particular information in the testimony made me realize that what Avi had done to me was non-consensual and wrong.
You know, this seeing this child getting groomed made me realize I was sexually harassed.
Now, I am bringing up the George situation for one very good reason.
Yeah?
But I won't spoil that just yet.
Aw.
Regardless, the George situation...
Why? I think this is a very interesting topic. Stop spoiling, Noddy! You will be put in the cage if you spoil again.
Simply caused me to look back at my situation between me and Avi, and made me realize that what Avi did to me was sexual harassment and was utterly wrong, non-consensual, and disgusting. Of course, having
Again! You didn't show one message where you said no. Off.
this realization and now feeling absolutely disgusted.
Don't play the DM soundbites. Is it a fucking... Send me a fucking... No. I see the name of it. Fishy.
And shameful inside, I decided to go into private DMs to confide in people I was close with and vent to them on what had happened.
Do you even remember how to get the cage up? Of course I do. There, see? Boom.
To me. It was the first time I was speaking up about the Avi incident. The first person I went to was Rachel Kohai Mills, and
of course, we're gonna read them all. The cages have rusted. What do you mean? I've been away for like 5 minutes. It's okay, the first person was and the other was Avi. Thankfully, I haven't spoken to him in a long time, so I don't have to worry about them anymore. Avi was being creepy to you? I just wish I could have said no or stop, instead of having to wait for me or them to ghost. You could have done that, or just not react. Yeah, sorta. I can't say I'm surprised. She was like that with me too. Basically me explaining what Avi did and such. But I can't help but look back and think, was I being taken advantage of? Or why didn't I just stand up and say no? Good question. I'm such a dummy. It's just what I am. Holy shit, I cannot believe she did that. I'm very sorry. Not gonna lie, I had something similar-ish lately. Really? You don't have to tell me if you're uncomfy with it. Well, it's not that bad, but it's burning from the fact, my friend, and I have not been on massive great terms. Oh, I wasn't aware. Would they send you fetish pics too? Well, like one particular instance.
And another individual back.
I feel sick. Not physically, mentally, I don't know. But what Avi did to me, I can't brush it off. Why do you have an accent? Because it do be like that. Shit, man, I understand. It's for whatever reason stuck with me. Like what she did was so wrong. I couldn't stand up for myself. I feel ashamed. I feel ashamed for even allowing her to get me to tell her my fetish. I haven't looked back to the combos. I'm too scared to. I should never join that server. It did nothing but trouble for me. So glad I left. But you shouldn't feel ashamed. That sounds shit. It's bad and awful, but it isn't your fault. I should have said no, should have told her to stop. I tried. Whenever someone mentions her, I tense up. Look, you were 19. You can have some interactions with guys that can be uncomfortable. That is okay. You can just say it was uncomfortable. You know? But you don't have to be like, it was sexual harassment, it was basically raped. You know, you can just say, yeah, I had this weird interaction. Looking back, I don't feel good about it. It's really not that hard. Avi is someone who I know for being super horny and thirsty all the time. What she did was completely fucked up. God, it's so wrong. I told her I like boys. I'm not into girls the way yet. She still flirted. She still sent me that shit, and she knew and even teased me because she knew it was my fetish. It felt like a dude giving me an unsolicited dick pic. I fucking hate myself. I fucking hate I let her do that. Where?
In April of 2020. Yes, I was unfortunately pals with Rachel at one point.
You don't say no to on the internet to a guy sending you pics when the block button exists. That's on you. Yeah, true. Again, what would you do if it's like in real life? Again, many people know when you go into a bar and there's a dude who is a little bit too pushy. Again, can be uncomfortable, but there you also gotta stand your ground. Jesus.
This will be relevant later on. But you wanna know the kicker? She was the only person who believed me. Guess it takes being a pervert to know one, huh? Anyways, after confiding in these two, I decided to sit down and write out my experience in late June of 2020 within a twitlonger on my private Twitter account, which not many people at the time were following. But don't worry, I still remember who did, and so had access to that twitlonger. After I had written out this twitlonger, the next person I was to tell about this was within a Discord call, who I will refer to as B. Now at the time, I only wanted B to have this information, however, they wanted to tell their partner, I'll call them C, to be aware of this information, but I strictly told them to not tell C, as I was not ready for others to know about this. It was only until—
Why, wouldn't you want other people to know about it so they know that, you know, if it was feeling to you like you got sexually harassed, that this person is no good?
I started speaking to C again, that within a Discord—
Exactly, web abuser. This is like if the dude is pushy and you actively go home with him and repeat that for like 20 times and 5 years later you accuse him of assault. Yes, exactly.
Call with them, Avi was briefly mentioned, and C revealed that B had already told them what he did to me, and they proceeded with, quote, I'm still going to be friends with her. I was, rightfully so, completely distraught and upset with not only with C on what they had said, but also the fact that B had disregarded my request and went another way to tell their partner regardless.
Again, Starbird, in real life, I can understand when you're like, yeah, I was scared to say no. You know, that can be really... Yeah, exactly, when someone is drunk, it can be scary, but you still have to, you know, do it. Because otherwise bad things gonna happen. Or you need to look for help. Online, again, as someone who goes out a lot in real life, when people have these problems online, I'm like, bruh.
When I confronted B about—
Maybe I just touch too much grass to understand the troubles of Discord rape.
This, they did apologize, but proceeded to gaslight me by essentially telling me that what they did was perfectly fine, actually, as it was their partner, and that their partner deserves to know everything.
Okay.
Despite my request being, they do not know until I am ready. C was going to know, but when I was ready to talk about it. Not only that, but when I mentioned what C had said, B replied saying that I simply misinterpreted—
And then C said this, and B said that, and then D said the other thing.
what they had stated. Because I was not mentally stable and distraught at the time, I believed B's poor excuses, but in my mind, I thought B had not told their partner the entire story and only
Hell yeah, Ula, grab the vodka.
snippets of it as a way to justify the demeaning comments C made towards me. So, I decided that I'd talk to them both within a Discord call, and would tell them from start to end what Avi did to me. Now, in this Discord call, both of them stated that actually they weren't close with Avi, like, at all. They hardly knew him, and were only in, like, a few servers with him. That's all. C had essentially redacted the comment they had made in the previous Discord call.
Okay.
I want you to remember this. I want you to remember that these two stated they had absolutely no personal connection with Avi, and, in fact, were not buddies with him.
Okay.
I want you to remember this, because you'll be shocked to see the intense gaslighting that was committed here.
They told me I should have said no. Again, I think with Avi there are bigger problems than consensual DMs.
At this point, I decided to start writing a Google Doc retelling my accounts of what Avi did to me. This document has never been publicly published. It was only ever shared privately within a private Discord server of mine. The only people who had ever read the document were those I considered my close pals at the time.
You know what the best thing is you can do for dudes who send you unsolicited dick pics? You save the dick pics, and then when another one sends you one, you send them one back. You get a whole folder full of dick pics, and whenever someone sends you one, you pick one and send it to them back.
However, the last person I told before sharing this document to my private Discord server was my partner, Michael. Michael and I officially started dating August 7th of 2020.
Well, Michael sounds like oatmeal, so...
In the early weeks of us dating, I soon found out that Michael was close
Hey, thanks, Stella! A said this, B said that, C said that they redacted this in a Discord call, and D said a slur about A. I can't believe D did this. Thank you very much for the donation. Dick pic secret Santa. Yes, that's what I did. Listen, I wasn't like, I got sexually harassed, I'm now traumatized for years. No, I just sent them a dick pic back and it did most of the time.
pals with Avi. Of course, knowing your partner's buddies with a sexual harasser of yours, it can leave you feeling many things. I eventually
Well, Avi has many worse things. But again, in this one case, I feel like, sorry, I know everyone got their round with Avi, but this case, I'm sorry to tell you, that ain't it.
gathered the courage to talk to Michael in a Discord call, telling him what Avi had done to me, and that I was not comfortable with him hanging around them. Although I understood that they were buddies, I could not confide in myself to date someone who was close with a sexual harasser of mine. Michael, of course, being the kind and understanding partner he was, not only understandably had mixed feelings about the situation, but was ultimately on my side.
To explain my relationship with Avi, I had initially met him, I believe, in around 2016 or 2017.
Well, to be fair, Michael is also fucking oatmeal, so... Jesus.
Truthfully, I don't really remember, as Avi was just someone who was around my space at that time, and we weren't particularly close. We had grown closer, however, around 2018 when I was dating another person who was close to him at the time, who will remain...
Oh my god, I dated this person who was close to this person, and they were close, so I was friends with him too. No, what you're supposed to do is find an absurdly large picture of one. And whenever somebody sends you a dong pic, you just send that picture a huge one and respond and say, mine's bigger. True.
Anonymous. Both during and after the relationship, we remained pretty close friends due to relating in shitty situations and our shared love of Dragon Ball. In the time I knew him, I personally had no reason to believe...
Listen, I had mixed feelings about him after hearing this, but also we shared a love for Dragon Ball, so... Ooh. Which or Dragon Ball? Which one do you pick?
He was doing anything wrong until I started dating Deed in 2020, and she told me what had happened with her. That being said, I do feel I should have noticed Avi's more... sexual behavior. He would often joke sexually around me and others, and I feel the only reason I hadn't noticed that was because I was in an already pretty sexual environment, that being the SEC, where Avi was as well. I do want to clarify and reassure
I was in a sexual environment. You all are in sexual environments. The fuck are you all doing?
that, although we won't be showing exactly what happened between Deed and Avi, that it was real, and it happened. And there will be later evidence that we will be willing to show that corroborates this as well. To say that I was disgusted at what I saw is undermining it, and my disgust for Avi has only grown when I learned both
I
from Deed
was
and...
disgusted to see that my girlfriend reciprocated.
others online that he had been sexually harassing others, repeatedly, for years. One person in particular had approached Deed about being sexually targeted by Avi, and gave Deed consent to tell me that it had happened.
I need to talk to you about something. You didn't do anything wrong, don't worry, it's just important. Sure, what's up? About Avi, I'm just scared. When I told Michael that Avi did, he was pissed, not at me, at him. Because they are close and he wanted to confront him. I'm really scared because I don't know what Avi's gonna do or say. The fuck is he supposed gonna do? Go to your house? Will he come to your house? I told him Avi is still doing unwanted flirting. Unwanted flirting. But advances is cause of what you said in your vent, but I didn't tell him it was you, just that Avi was continue doing it. It's okay if you wanna tell him it was me you were talking about. To be honest, I don't really speak to... Did they censor Avi's name? Wait! They censor Avi's name. As much as I used to, given what he did to me. He broke my trust, so now he's at arm's length. Okay.
And who else it was. This person, alongside any other victims of Avi, of course, will not be named. Knowing that this was repeat behavior and did not just happen with Deed, who had already blocked him and made it
Oh,
impossible
they censored his name.
for him to reach her again, is what led me to confront him directly. This conversation went as follows. I want to believe that everything that happened at the beginning of this year was everything you did when this
That's not Avi, that's Axie.
incident occurred that maybe a specific circumstance just
Well, I didn't mean Avi, I meant the other person they talked to. They both... Wait, let me show you again. No, they censored Avi's name. There, you see, that's not a V, that's an X. They censored Avi's name.
else it was. This person, alongside any other victims of Avi, of course, will not be named.
Shut up, Saint, I was white.
Knowing that this was repeat behavior and did not just happen with Deed, who had already blocked him and made it impossible for him to reach her again, is what led me to confront him directly. This conversation went as follows. I want to believe that everything that happened in the beginning of this year with everything you did when this incident occurred, that maybe a specific circumstance just hurt you deeply and you lashed out and it wouldn't happen again. But then I kept learning—
No, it's not mistyped, Saint. Let me show you again. Fucking. So. There. Axi. Icy. Avi. See? It's always in the middle. It's X'd out. There. Or with the star. They censored the name Avi.
that happened and who else it was. This person, alongside any other victims of Avi, of course, will not be named. Knowing that this was repeat behavior and did not just happen with Deed, who had already blocked him and made it impossible for him to reach her again, is what led me to confront him directly. This conversation went as follows. I want to believe that everything that happened at the beginning of this year with everything you did when this incident occurred, that maybe a specific circumstance just hurt you deeply and you lashed out and it wouldn't happen again. But then I
can't believe I have to... I can't believe I'm getting gaslit.
kept learning more and more about what you've been doing to the people I care about. I learned about the things you sent to Deed a year ago, and it's shit that still heavily affects her to this day. She considers you a trigger now, and I still wanted to believe you moved on from making unsolicited, unwanted, sexual, flirtatious advances. I really did. But then I hear you're still doing this even as recent as a couple of months ago. Just because someone doesn't say no doesn't mean yes. Some people can't...
Well... just because someone doesn't say no doesn't mean yes. Well, if they block you or don't answer you anymore, yeah, that also means no. But otherwise, if the person keeps engaging, I'm sorry, that feels like consent. No one can read your thoughts, honey.
say no, and that's beyond unfair and manipulative to take advantage of. I just want to know why you did these things. Why you've made unwanted advances to the people.
See, even Avi is like, wait, what exactly did I do with Deed? I legit have no clue and I need to know because I'm always terrified of going too far with what I say, but nobody ever told me what too far was. From what she's shown me, you... Why is it censored? Oh my god, I know now. Okay, here's the thing. I expect literally zero forgiveness for this, but me talking to her about it and all the shit I did was under the assumption that it made her happy. That is the absolute honest to good truth. I'm so sorry. I wish I knew what I was doing was affecting her like that sooner, and I would have stopped. Because the last thing I want is to make people uncomfortable like that. In this one thing, I sadly have to fucking agree with Harvey.
People I can't even name because they're scared of you. You've
I
done
hate to say it, but in this one case, like, jump off jump off the stairs, Avi, but yeah.
of a lot for me, and it's shit I do genuinely appreciate, but I can't overlook what happened when this incident occurred, or what you did to my girlfriend, or what you're apparently still doing. And to be blunt, I don't want forgiveness to be your main goal. I want you to be better than this.
Wait, what exactly did I do with Deed? I legit have no clue and I need to know because I'm always terrified of going too far with what I say, but nobody ever told me what too far was.
From what she's shown me, you two met in a server and you did things involving a fetish of hers.
Oh my god, I know now. Okay, here's the thing, and I expect literally zero forgiveness for this. But me talking to her about it and
exactly, long walk of a short pier.
all the shit I did was under the assumption that it made her happy. That is the absolute honest to God truth. I am so sorry. I wish I knew what I was doing was affecting her like that sooner and I would have stopped. Because the last thing I want to do is make people uncomfortable like that.
Late August of 2020 is when I officially released my Google document in regards to Avi on my private Discord server. I was under the notion that everyone had access to it and everyone would see it, read it, and hopefully understand that I was not comfortable with anyone hanging around this individual, nor mentioning his name around me. I want to make this clear that me...
You can only say his name around me when you censor it. Monster. Yeah, we not know the actual bad things Avi did.
Releasing this Google document in a private Discord server was in no way me trying to ruin Avi's reputation. This wasn't revenge nor call out. That was the last thing that was on my mind. The only thing
as I said, oatmeal for brains. Broken clocks are right twice a day.
I wanted was for people close to me to be aware of why this person made me uncomfortable and why I wished for no one to associate, hang around him, nor mention his name around me. Unfortunately, some individuals had thought otherwise. These individuals were B and C, who in a Discord call proceeded to victim blame me and attempted to pressure me to come forward publicly about this information. I told them that I wasn't comfortable going public, as at the time, I didn't feel like it was right to oust Avi for what he did to me publicly, as I thought it was a one-time thing and no other victims were known. This call occurred before the second victim approached me with their story. Even then, all I wanted was Avi to confess and own up to what he did. Not only that, but since this traumatic incident involved a
Again, there were worse things Avi did. So the story didn't really help.
very personal and private thing about me that I have since been, quite frankly, embarrassed about, as again, this fetish I had was never a fetish to begin with, I was simply misguided. It was one of the major reasons I was concerned about bringing this information to the public. It is why we are not showing the conversations, however, we don't need to, as Michael confronted Avi. Avi understood what he did was wrong, and acknowledged it. He essentially confessed to what he had done.
Oh, thank God, Michael Oatmeal protected me.
From the beginning, was all I wanted. B and C, however, proceeded to belittle me and put me down for not wanting to, quote, go forward with this. Not only did they shame me from
Yeah, again, if it was as serious as you said, I feel like you should have gone forward with it, because it's like, yeah, wouldn't you want to warn other in the community about this person who traumatized you that much? Like, yeah. Oops. I'm figuring out all my buttons again here. What I'm doing. Oh, I can do this, cool.
making this decision, but they also shamed me for not telling them what my fetish was. In my retelling of the event, I had redacted what the photos were.
My fetish is respecting boundaries. Based middleman.
And what my fetish was, as I was still heavily ashamed of it. And because of that, B and C made offhand comments essentially saying that maybe we shouldn't believe you, simply because I wouldn't tell them this, quite frankly, personal and intimate detail of myself. I think I've said it enough times why I felt the way I did, but regardless, I knew that there were people who could back me up in regards to the incident. I'd only ever entrusted 2 individuals, that being the second victim.
You need to relearn buttons, but you were only gone for 5 minutes. Listen, I am an old and forgetful person. I forget things fast.
And Michael, with the actual messages and photos from Avi. I shared these to them through screen sharing in a Discord call, so again, I had people who could back me up on my claims. Unfortunately, one of the people I entrusted switched sides and actually did everything to go against me. I think you can tell who it was. I want to reiterate again that I was never trying to cancel
Your mom?
Avi. I was simply trying to share my story to individuals I associated with so they could understand why I am severely uncomfortable with people I associate with hanging around Avi.
Gain empathy at old lady. No, empathy was sold out.
At the time, I didn't think he was a full-on predator who needed to be warned about, but that he was simply someone who traumatized me. Even when the truth came out.
Listen, I just thought he was someone who traumatized me, okay? I didn't know he was a predator. You know, if people just had a thing for mature women in thigh highs, we wouldn't be here just saying, well, apparently the mature woman can't say no. So again, then you're sexually harassing them. Well, so we have seen those 30-plus women who are also just as crazy.
Out in 2025 about Avi being a sexual predator and even a groomer, I still didn't want to publicly come forward. The only reason I am now is because you need the context. You need to understand what I went through. If it was me,
I don't want to understand what you went through, honey.
I'd keep this to myself and take it to the grave. I do not think it is
Do it.
irrational or absurd for someone who experienced a traumatic event such as sexual harassment to ask their social circle,
It wasn't sexual harassment.
their pals, people they interact with daily, to not speak to said individual who caused that pain. But no, that is in fact the whole reason that for the next several years, up until 2023, Michael and I endured some of the most vile, sickening, and downright libel accusations made against us.
Not the libel. Damn.
All of this over a sick pervert with a creepy obsession with women's noses. I hope these people are fucking proud of themselves. There's more to the Avi incident that I will go into later on, from a confrontation call to sickening things.
Look, I don't drink, so I have to instead have my age to perfection fixation of women, especially my wife, based Lio. Yeah, when the dude was into noses, don't ask me. This is what I'll think of when I hear we have cryptids at home.
Things that were said about me, to even Avi doubling down on what he had done to me. All that you need to know for now is how it all ended.
Oh my god, what he has done to me. Oh god, he sent me pictures when I said, yeah, sure, send.
In late March of 2021, I attempted to message someone who will remain anonymous. When I attempted to simply reach out casually, I found out I was blocked by them. I was confused, but also very distraught. I had already blocked people that had hurt me during the Avi ordeal. Many friendships were tarnished, so seeing this, I thought,
I can't believe I got blocked.
maybe it had something to do with that. A lot of theories were running through my mind, but overall, I just wanted to know why this person had blocked me out of the blue, as there were no signs of them being upset with me from previous conversations. So clearly being concerned over this, I decided to tell Michael about it, and I requested him to reach out to them to find out exactly why they had done so. I just wanted some answers, and possibly just some closure. The next day,
Meanwhile, when I get blocked, I'm just like, okay. That's cool.
Michael did exactly that, and that is when I learned the dark truth and reality about not only how people were treating my trauma with Avi, but how they saw and treated me as an individual overall. I will just let the message speak for itself.
Why don't you want anything to do with Deed?
I don't want to do anything with her because I get very anxious around her. I know stuff happened in the past, and I am not comfortable confronting her cause of whom I'm friends with. It feels bad that if I'm friends with people, she'll hate me or something. Because obviously,
I'll hate you if you text with the dude I had kink conversations with.
it's changed since she last spoke. He's made up for things. You and I both know that. It doesn't feel right. It feels guilty for having friendships. So I blocked her out of fear of her hurting me or others just because I'm friends with the person. I'm sorry, Silver. I know she makes you happy, and I know you two are good together. I just am nervous and anxious, and
You know what? She and Silver deserve each other.
after being in confrontations last year and getting sick over it,
Thank you very much for censoring the name, Dr. Backshots. I feel much safer now.
I'm sorry. It was never my intention to hurt you or her, honestly.
The part that I redacted, we will get back to later on, as it name drops a certain individual, but I'd like to point out the absolute fucking irony of how this person says Avi just made a little mistake and he's changed. He's changed for the better. Yeah, I guess grooming a minor is a little mistake too then, right?
Yeah, but that is a whole different case than yours, so... Bit different. Just a little bit, I know.
Or is it him targeting children over adults with his fetish considered changing for the better? This conversation happened in 2021. Avi groomed a minor in 2020. Also, bullshit. It was your intention to hurt me. I'll talk about the comment where they imply I'm an abuser later, but if anyone hurt somebody, it was you. You hurt me. The fact you're
Did the person also sexually harass you?
apologizing to Michael and not me is the chef's kiss cherry on top, too. You know what? Let me rephrase this message. I hate confrontation, so I refuse to speak to Dee because I should be allowed to hang around a sexual harasser and others agree with me. Sorry, not sorry. There, I fixed it. At least then there's honesty. To give you the timeline, between me posting my Google document and this conversation Michael had with this person, I had lost many friendships due to the Avi ordeal, and just overall people breaking my trust because people were disingenuous to me, and said some very nasty things, and were overall blatantly disrespectful towards me in general. When I told my story,
You know what? I understand.
there was silence. It was almost like there was dead air. People hardly spoke to me. I had to be the one to
Yeah, you know what? I also wouldn't want to hang out with you. Sexual harassment in the room with us here right now.
reach out to people, and I thought nothing of it until I got the confirmation that I needed. It wasn't just this individual and the person they name dropped in this message. It was others. It was many others who went behind my back. So even though they only confessed and threw one other individual under the bus, I spiraled.
Yeah, they were like, yeah, you know what? She showed us the screenshots and they kind of did reciprocate, kind of crazy.
And I believe that everyone went behind my back and just unanimously agreed to support
Everyone went behind my back. Every single one of them.
talk to Avi.
Is it not just me who thinks, no, you're the only one, Ula? Can't be, I love her. How dare you, Ula? How dare you not like Deet?
And keep it a secret. The fact that they were willing to tell my partner even tells me they thought Michael would keep this a secret from me. And there's a reason for that. The reasoning is because they attempted to manipulate Michael to be on their side, which is why they thought Michael would keep their secret from me. I'll go more into detail about the manipulation tactic later, but I need you to understand that
not the manipulation tactics. And we're so deep. This is a whole conspiracy, boy.
Down. Imagine everyone that you spent years with, people who you told some of the most sensitive details about yourself, your trauma, your life.
Yeah, why would you tell them all these things?
Life story, everything. And they all were just pretending. I don't know why these people wanted
Yeah, you probably told them too much about yourself. You know?
to keep me in their life so badly that they would go behind my back and keep this a secret. Regardless, my theory is that it was transactional to them. My relationship to them was transactional. I was seen as a dumping ground for trauma and gossip, and maybe even money too, because I spent money on these people.
Well, that's a you problem. But it just sounds like, yeah, I told them everything about me. The vapes.
I took time out of my days and nights, even when at work. I was deeply emotionally invested with these people because I fucking cared.
You have a job? I am shocked.
But they clearly didn't. So I went on a blocking spree. I blocked every single person I ever knew. Aside from Michael, of course. We were living together at this point.
I blocked every single person I've ever known because I know all of them hate me. I know it. All of them fucking hate me.
And during the aftermath, only one person reached out to Michael and asked what was going on. Only one person.
You know, it's like when you have the BPD downfall, where you go into the spiral of everyone actually hates me. I will not contact anyone. I will ghost people for an entire week, and then I will see who still tries to get in contact with me. I will split off the group while we go into the city and see how long it takes them to notice. If they don't notice, they don't love me.
Made an effort to reach out. Let that be known. Since I brought it up earlier, there is something
Let it be known.
I want to state right now is that while what Avi did to me was disgusting and traumatizing, truthfully, the aftermath of everything and how I was treated when privately speaking up about it was more traumatizing than what he initially did. I am also...
Well, then the sexual harassment wasn't apparently that bad. We have, like... You have a really weird trauma ranking. Because it's like... The sexual harassment from Avi was as bad as the rape, but the sexual harassment wasn't as bad as the social downfall. Stop bringing up PPD, you're making me miss her. I'm so sorry, Dr. Backshots.
not Avi's biggest victim. Avi's biggest victims are the children that he groomed and desensitized to adult material.
Oh, finally.
I hope with my story, people truly understand.
I need this explained to me with a bubble graph. One day.
Understand how much of a sickening, perverted man Avi is, and it helps amplify the pain he caused to so many. Avi admitted to what he did to me, and if he truly...
Yes, my story will amplify. Bruh.
He felt guilt for what he had done, he wouldn't have gone on to create more victims, and that is what pisses me off most about all of this.
If he would have felt guilty about me, he wouldn't have groomed all these children.
His other victims deserve the same acknowledgement as I received from him. However...
Don't you mean more? Don't you mean more? You know what? His other victims deserve as much acknowledgement as me. You deserve nothing. Bitch.
I do think it is best that he stays offline and never returns, as if he hadn't been ran off the internet, I don't think I would have ever spoken publicly about what he did to me. Again, the only reason I'm speaking about it is for context about this whole ordeal, which I will now get into.
Hello Akumu, welcome to Pain. We have a main character speaking.
Going back to the conversation between Michael and Anonymous, they say something that implies that I would harm people, that I am abusive. From 2021 all the way up to as recently as 2024, there have been false allegations being spread about me, claiming that I am abusive, not only towards others, but to my own partner. For
no.
a while now, Michael and I wanted to put these allegations to rest, so in early 2025, we started scripting a video, basically putting these rumors to rest and simply asking people to stop. The way we were going to go about this video was to keep everyone anonymous. We didn't want to start anything, we just wanted to be left alone. But the other reason was because we didn't have definitive proof. We didn't know where these allegations came from, and we didn't know who
We didn't have proof that I didn't abuse my husband.
started it. That is, until now. There was a notorious Discord server dedicated to the slideshow commentary community known as the Cloud Palace. Within this server was a thread dedicated to me, and that is what this entire video is about.
Didn't people go in there to look for groomers? Look for grooming? You went in there and were like, wow, they talked shit about me.
We are going to be disproving everything. We will be calling out everyone who participated in this libel thread. And when I say libel, I mean it. This thread is full of defamation. The things that were said in this thread were brought to the public. This was not a private ordeal. They wanted to publicly spread this, ultimately wanting to ruin Michael and I's reputation online. Unfortunately, before we can get into the thread itself, Michael and I have to talk about the SEC and how this correlates to us in the first place.
Let's fucking go. Like flower, no spoilers. Our connections to the SEC. Also, I feel like you are submitting me to your kink with all these blood texts. I feel sexually harassed by this video.
I had joined the SEC in around 2016 through making connections with people that either for the entirety or for the most of this video will stay anonymous. During my time in the SEC, I usually didn't cover any particularly serious videos, save for probably this one right here due to it dealing with transphobia.
Butts are nice. Okay.
I will warn before you watch it though, I believe I accidentally used transphobic language in myself through incorrect terminology.
Yeah, so I made a video against transphobia. Turns out I used transphobic language. I was so anti-transphobia that I became transphobic. I was so anti-racist that I became racist.
I do apologize for this. During my time in the SEC, I've met many different people with a variety of backgrounds, hardships, and so on. I've been a part of two commentary groups, one known as a bunch of pseudo-intellectuals, or BOP, and
oh god, he's a pseudo-intellectual. Of course, Oatmeal is a pseudo-intellectual.
Also, another one that had recently gained some infamy, the Cloud Palace. I was invited to the Cloud Palace directly by Susie Doodletones. We had already been friends for a while at this point.
Ah, my bestest of friends, Susie Doodletones. He lived too long as the hero, he saw himself become the villain.
And I don't recall things I've said in the Cloud Palace, unfortunately. It's been many years.
Don't worry, that is something that everyone in the Cloud Palace has in common. No one remembers.
My memory is not kind to me. All of that being said, I do want to clarify something. While I do believe the SEC harbored the angriest, worst, and weirdly most sexual feelings out of many individuals, myself included, it would be foolish and selfish of me to act like that would
Myself included. Wow. By the way, do you make time fly by with this? I'm glad to hear that, Jack.
excuse any poor behavior that I had exhibited during my time in the SEC. I might have been influenced, but nobody forced me to make any choices for myself at any point. I'm aware of how often I used to self-deprecate in the SEC as a means of getting attention and garnering sympathy, on top of not correctly handling many different heavy situations.
Stop talking. Hey, Wayne, thank you. Transphobia horseshoe theory is so protects he became transphobic. True. Headbeds for everyone. Well, I don't know why this was so funny to me. It was just like, yeah, I made this video against transphobia. Anyway, I used transphobic language.
That had happened within the SEC. While I would like to believe that I have grown from that and changed my behavior enough to say that I don't do these things anymore, I
No, you're worse now. Congratulations.
did do those things, and I feel I haven't properly answered for them. I am deeply sorry for my poor behavior to anyone I had affected while I was a slideshow commentator, or just in general for the past 10 years. I understand that this doesn't earn me.
Hey, Metal Man, thank you. My fetish is giving you money as we suffer, and you will receive head pets for it. Thank you very much.
Forgiveness, that's entirely within your right. I'm not going to argue with people over whether or not I deserve their permanent ire, but I hope there's at least some comfort in knowing I'm trying, that I've
Also, bro, did you ever say anything about what's going on in the Cloud Palace? Just asking for a friend, you know.
heard the majority of issues people have had with me, and I'm doing what I can to course correct from that. To add on to that, I'd like for the statement to reflect another thing, my disconnection and denouncement from the SEC. Initially, my only reason, and truly my only reason, was that I wasn't satisfied with doing commentaries anymore. I don't want to tell people how to make their videos. I don't want to get involved in anything serious. I want to be an idiot and play idiot video games like Super Idiot Mario Brothers and Sonic the Idiot Hedgehog.
Don't worry, you're already an idiot.
And I want to clarify, I've had these feelings before I had started dating Deed. This will be relevant later. However, my additional reasoning for leaving the SEC is now this. This entire video is not just my official resignation, but my official announcement of disgust and disdain for the people who negatively affected me and my partner, regardless if you're
Bro, no one cares.
a current member of the SEC or not. All of you made choices. And they were choices that poisoned and decayed the SEC from what I had believed it was. It is rich that you all act so
What the fuck did you think it was? You were in the cesspool.
walking away from a fire you contributed to. I can smell the gasoline on you. I'm aware there's people that are now attempting to seek answers for those who were wronged by the SEC. I do not personally know most of these people, though I do wish them the best. Their work is certainly cut out for them, just off of the Cloud Palace alone. I can say for certain that is the epicenter, the elephant's foot of the toxic behavior emitted by those who wore the moniker slideshow commentator.
How I got myself roped up with the SEC is unique and different, as I was never a part of the SEC, and I'm making that clear, as I have always made that clear years ago. The fact that people cannot accept this fact about me is bewildering, and yes, I will have to bring this up later on.
What?
When I was a teenager, I was inspiring artists that was on the site DeviantArt, and I got infatuated with the DeviantArt ranting community, or as it's now evolved into, the art commentary community. Because of that, I ended up stumbling across my recommended slideshow
I am not SCC, I'm actually ACC.
commentaries, and I was very fascinated by the style and form of editing, which eventually inspired me to take it up as a hobby. Keyword hobby. My second channel was once a channel known as MTC Commentates. It's my second channel for a reason.
Miku would be so disappointed in you. Miku did not stand for this.
None of my commentaries were ever uploaded onto my main channel. This is why my second channel has more subscribers than my main, sadly. My first ever commentary was uploaded December 13th of 2016. I was 17 years old at the time. From 2016 to 2020, I have made a total of 9 commentaries, one of which was taken down by YouTube. I was 100% expecting it to because I used a video that I knew they didn't like because fuck censorship. But there was one commentary of mine
What do you mean?
in particular where I received a slew of copyright takedown threats. Basically, I was getting comments and
Miku didn't die for this.
messages from people actively telling me that they would falsely copyright strike my video, and being a 17-year-old, I panicked. So I reached out to one of the biggest slideshow commentators, Susie Doodletones, and I asked in Twitter DMs how to go about the situation, and if people were even allowed to do this, to which Susie responded to me and even invited me to her Discord server. This is the entire reasoning why I have
I'm sorry, but if you hang around the community, you contributed to the community. You are part of the community. You are SCC, and you behave like SCC. The SCC in you shows. It shows in your spirit.
a Discord. I wish I was joking. I was simply awestruck that someone who I watched their content daily was inviting me to essentially a group chat filled with other content creators, so I created a Discord
Oh
account.
my god, I was so starstruck for being invited by Susie Doodletones. I do not want to be part of the community. Saint, you are part of community.
And I joined. This was one of Susie's earliest servers, I believe. This was the Pillow Fort, as it was known, and from then on, I befriended
The Pillow Fort suddenly sounds very devious in that context.
a lot of people. Most, if not all of them, were associated with at least one person from the SEC. However, I never considered myself part of this community. Or rather, this was merely a hobby,
You
and
were part of it!
I was interacting with other people who shared a hobby of mine. I didn't interact with drama, especially outside of Discord. I didn't interact really all that often in talks of commentary shit, actually.
Yes, Reaper Piss. Pillow Fort. You know it's bad when even Reaper Piss is concerned.
I more so just kind of befriended people and talked to them in DMs. This is, funny enough, how Michael and I met each other and how we became really close pals and eventually started dating. The only good that ever came out of this. Throughout the
Too late, Wayne pillow forts got ruined. Hello, hello. Come to my pillow fort. We do cuddles. I will show you my favorite anime. That's how it went down there.
entirety of me making slideshow commentaries, I had a golden rule to myself, which I told many people I befriended. And that rule was that the second I stopped having fun making these videos,
Everyone in these places need to eat some gravel and harden up. You know what? They need to relive the 80s and 90s childhood, where you just fight each other with sticks and stones until someone bleeds. And then climb a tree, and then fall down the tree, and break a bone. Not related to anything that happened in real life. Same.
quitting full stop. And that eventually happened in 2020. I had at least 2 videos in the works, which one in particular had caused a situation that quite honestly pissed me the fuck off. And don't worry, we'll get to that later on, but not only that, I had some pretty messed up experiences amongst SEC servers I was in, and piled that all up with other things that I was going through. On July 7th of 2021, I uploaded an update video to the channel.
Weak German bones. She know his 2 bones. Listen. It's not weak bones, it was just a very high tree. And I decided the fastest way down is jumping. Just like a Ninja Turtle. I did not think this through.
This update video is important because, holy shit, apparently behind the scenes, many people didn't like it. And you'll see why, because their hatred was, as
Probably because it was a bad video.
always, unwarranted.
And you only come home when its streetlights turn on, and the kids that went missing wound up unsolved mystery as God intended. True. You don't still know when your mom sent you out and was like, don't come inside, don't come back inside until it's dark out, just so she can have some alone time. It was like, do whatever. Go do whatever you want. Leave me alone until it's night out.
That is pretty much my entire correlation to the SEC. I dealt with puddles of my own drama, but they were very small and minuscule. Honestly, I'm past all that. However, there was an incident where Susie
I'm so past it, guys.
dragged my name into drama on Twitter that I wasn't even involved in because she name-dropped Michael, and simply due to me dating Michael, she name-dropped me. That was fucked up of her. She did apologize, at least.
Husky, thank you. As someone who was, still technically is in the ashes of the ACC, can we lock Silver and Seed in the roof basement? I burnt a Hawaii pizza. That's what you get for eating Hawaii pizza. Should have cooked it at a lower temperature. I have terrible speed bump addiction, but slowly getting over it. I'm very happy that you're getting over it. Yes, then go to the roof basement. How do I do this?
I was never involved in many chains, and very few people even commentated on my work.
Fuck. On my work. Oh. Yes, proof of this for me venting about it in DMs to someone. Bruh, when are you not venting? It's probably best not, but too long didn't read. My name was brought up for no reason regarding certain drama that I didn't even have any part of. I honest to God think it's just because I'm dating Silver. It put me in a downward spiral of panic. If you panic every time someone mentions your name, don't be online. Get a life. Silver helped calm me down and told me to take a break from social media, mostly Twitter. If you need someone to tell you to take a break from social media, you're too far gone. So I'ma do that for a day. Yeah, the SEC has actually become a trigger for me. Bleh. If that is a sentence that leaves your mouth, then you know it's too late. So please refrain from talking about that. Thank you. I was never a part. You were a part of it. But people like to drag me down and say otherwise. I really need to make an update video on my hobby channel addressing it so I can all end. Maybe not today though. The SEC is a trigger for me too. Also notice how this person is blocked. Oops.
Me. That was fucked up of her. She did apologize, at least. I was never involved in many chains, and very few people even commentated on my work. I was fairly small and minuscule compared to Michael and others who were within the
Just because you're small doesn't mean you're not part of the community.
Community, which is why I find it so baffling people dig their heels into the ground and throw a Karen-esque hissy fit on how I quote-unquote
You were in the group chats. You're dating someone from the community. All your friends were in the community. You were in the Discord servers. I'm sorry, and you were making videos about this community. You are part of the community.
contributed to the community when I really didn't. You will learn later on why they are adamant on this fairly obvious exaggeration and why. Truthfully, I never wanted to bring this up ever again. I even state that in my update video. However, I am
She will bring it up again, though.
forced to bring this up because of things people said in that Clubhouse thread on me, so let this be known. I was never a part of the SEC. I do not stand by any of my past videos, and I'm leaving it in the past. Do not bring it up, because I'm never bringing this up ever again after this
Do not bring up anything from my past.
video.
Boom boom.
I heard you left as I was waking.
Ah. Fuck. The thread itself.
Said you love me, you were faking. One look into your eyes, I saw the secrets that you hide.
I know we've been
I
massively
hate you. Kill yourself.
teasing this thread, but we had to give context to everything up until the thread was made. That being said, it should be noted that I stated I was in the Cloud Palace for a short while, and this includes the
And more bloody text, exactly. I feel like you're pressing your fetish inside my... against me. Forget about my shitty past. Think about my shitty future.
Discord server to which I eventually left. Shortly after I did this, a thread was made on my partner. Me leaving the server at my own accord caused this thread to be created. This thread lasted for a little over a year, and so there's much to discuss, but rest assured we will be covering everything. Now granted, we won't be covering this in chronological order, rather in a way that makes the video flow, as some folks said enough bullshit we're dedicating
The video is already not flowing.
segments just for them. But regardless, most if not everything will be discussed. With that being said, you will find the entire thread in the description below if you wish to see it in order, with sensitive information redacted or removed of course, but I'll warn you now, get a bucket for popcorn and a bucket for vomit.
Ah. The sensitive information will be removed. You just already trauma dumped on me. The fuck is there on sensitive information?
Because it's quite the file show. However, before we get into the thread itself, we have to clarify a few things, so we'll just get those out of the way now. We received screenshots of the thread itself. While there are tools where you can export Discord servers and private DMs, for whatever reason, this thread could not be exported. So
The cloud... fuck me.
Discord servers and private DMs, for whatever reason, this
The Cloud Palace is a massive server. It's what we were told, so that may have something to do with it. Why would anyone give you the version of the fucking Cloud Palace?
thread could not be exported, so we may not have received every single message that was posted within
As long as they don't touch Elden Ring, my interests will catch no strays doing this.
the thread, but we pretty much got everything that we needed in order to make this response. The second thing is the dates. We mentioned how this has been going on since 2021, but the thread wasn't
This ain't Epstein files, this is the SEC. Why the fuck do things need to be redacted? I don't know.
created until 2022. How can this be? Well, this is due to an ex of mine who also went around implying Deed is controlling and abusive, and this happened as early as 2021. Although this individual
You know what?
was not part of the libel thread, they partook in creating false allegations against Deed. Them not participating in the thread is the only reason as to why we are keeping them anonymous. But the harm of their malicious actions have been felt by the both of us.
The third thing is
We felt it.
the defamation claim.
It's
To clarify, we
felt.
are aware that defamation is extremely hard to prove and overall an impossible case to win within a court of law.
Oh my god, it's defamation. Just say they talked shit behind your back. You don't have to get all high and mighty about it. You can just say, these people talk shit, this dude was fucking weird to me. You don't have to be all... I was sexually harassed and also I got defamed. That's libel.
But we have enough evidence and reason to believe this was malicious, has caused damage/harm to us, and was done fully aware that what was said were lies. Filing court cases is also extremely expensive and a bitch to go through, so we have no interest to take this to court. We are merely just stating what it is. It is
Take me to court.
libel. It is defamation. And something to take note of, after we did our own research on the matter, even if these people genuinely believe the claims that were being made, they are still complicit.
Why does the ACC have a love fetish? I don't know. I don't know. They have the lawyer roleplay. I think it's Ace Attorney's fault. They all play too much Ace Attorney.
There are some, mainly one individual, who can still be sued for libel regardless if they believe it or not.
You can't afford to sue anyone. There's also a thing referred to as active malice, which is a thing that makes defamation hard to prove. For someone to defame under active malice, they need to either be knowingly lying or be completely negligent to the idea of telling the truth. Basically, there needs to be evidence they're trying to do damage, which we do have, as you'll soon see later on within the video. Hi, Portabella! Hello!
Because there was clear malicious intent. In fact, this particular individual cared more about causing harm and damage rather than to spread any form of awareness and getting the truth out there. Now, with that all being said, let's talk about the Cloud Palace thread, Silver's significant other. Which, already, off to a great start.
Bitch, you don't even have a name, you're just Silver's. You're just Silver's significant other. S.O.
Just to get this out of the way, it was very common for people to dehumanize my partner by referring to them as Silver's girl or Silver's partner, basically implying that my partner cannot exist without me, or just to merely objectify them by treating them like they are my property.
Well, to be fair, girl is not an object. Are you implying that a girl is an object?
Its title very much gives an example of that. My partner has a fucking name. Her name is Deed. Refer to her as such.
So, who was all involved in this thread?
Dude.
In alphabetical order, the following are people who either engaged or were involved in spreading false accusations about me. Artemy Musha, Alvi Haltman, as
Avi!
Self 101, Blaze the Weirdo,
Blaze!
Blazing Hope, also known as Tippy, Sarah Dust,
Tippy! All old friends come back.
Donnie,
Donnie!
Ellie Momelli, or Ellie for short, Goopa, also known as Bennett, Horace Tome, also known as George
Horace! Such a raccoon!
Raccoon, Jace, Yoon, or
I don't think it's the Jace. But June! June is a Doodle Tones boyfriend?
or Yoon with a Y, Keyblade Master,
Keyblade Master, yes!
Livy, Raven Blake Pines, Scarlet Otaku,
God, Otaku, let's
Slayer,
fucking go!
Stag Master 15, or Staggy for short, and Susie, Doodle Tones. 19.
Doodle Tones! All my favorites. Why didn't she censor Avi? I'm pissed. That's so insensitive. Deed has your name. Deed was apparently a fucking no one that was barely actually known. No shit people referred to her. A much more popular boyfriend. That's what people really talk about. You don't know Deed? Why is there so many? This is the Cloud Palace Avengers. Assemble!
19 people total. Out of the 19, I was once close to 6 of them, and only barely know 8 of these people. Primarily just
Little I know these two, I'm pretty sure Silver was the object, not Deed. Yeah, Silver was the oatmeal.
by name alone. The rest are absolute strangers to me. So, what was I being accused of?
Then why are you pissed that they didn't call you by name when they are strangers to you? Why would they know your name? They would just know you as, yeah, that's the girlfriend from our buddy. Bruh. You were so pissed that he didn't call you by name. And now you're like, yeah, they're all strangers to me. Why the fuck would you care what strangers call you? Bruh.
Well, in no particular order, here are the following accusations made against me. I am xenophobic, i.e. racist amongst Asians specifically. I
Yes.
overstepped boundaries and triggers numerous times.
Yes.
I am insensitive and disregarded people's trauma.
Yes.
I am abusive verbally and physically towards my partner.
Yeah.
I am controlling of my partner through means of
Yeah.
isolation and manipulation. I get unneedlessly aggressive towards people.
Yeah.
Both for no reason. I'm a judgmental bitch and abusive overall towards
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I can see that. Yeah.
everyone. I wrongfully cut people out of my life with little to no reason.
I mean, you went on a blocking spree, so...
Leaked people's events and painted them as crazy.
I mean, you are crazy, so...
I am ableist. I am
Fascist.
fascist. And many, many, many more.
Hey, where are the others? Where are the many more? How much more is there?
This is not an exaggeration, rather this is a simplified version of what these allegations are, and we are going to be disproving all of it. We are going to be showing the context through the means of screenshots with voiceover included, and then we are going to provide context, our side.
I am now going to prove that I am not ableist by being disabled. I'm going to prove that I'm not racist. I am not abusing my partner, see? Here he is, naked, as you see. There's no damage on his body.
Story and evidence through screenshots ourselves with, again, provided voiceover.
Regarding the screenshots, there is something that I want to state. Many of these screenshots are of private DMs. I hate people who expose private confidential messages. However,
Just assume that everything you put on the internet will eventually come out.
I am forced to do so as a means of disproving that I'm these heinous things that people have labeled me as. I didn't want to have to do this, but I have
These
to.
DMs prove I'm not racist.
These people left me no choice. However, it should be noted that if there is anything censored, it is because I censored personal or private information regarding my own or other people's trauma within the screenshots I provided. So, if anyone thinks that they can expose private and personal information that I have said through DMs, no. You're a piece of shit if you do that. The other thing regarding screenshots is that I have to give
And I will do it again.
context on 2 particular Discord accounts that will be shown. In regards to the thread, you will be seeing this deleted user. This deleted user is Yoon, who probably deleted their Discord account after they have been called out for other events that occurred whilst they
Lol.
were in the SEC. The other deleted account is the one that I will be showing DMs.
Your Honor, they were tactical adverts. I was just quoting lyrics.
This deleted account is Donnie. I was speaking to Donnie on a different Discord account before he deleted it and made a new one. Here is proof that this is Donnie. I have only ever
Donimation.
known one Donnie, so
Of course, man, you wanna support homie, but a survivor as well. Just so you know, I'm making a new Discord. Oh, okay, why's that? Personal emergency. I see, I hope things are okay. Feel free to add me and I'll add you to the homie server. I screenshotted your Discord. Okay, I'm about to get some sleep, but I'll accept your friend request when I can. You plan coming back to this account? But if she isn't involved in the SEC as she claims, wouldn't it make sense to name her via the person relevant to the SEC she's dating? Exactly! Also, those were all strangers to her. Like, bruh.
this is that exact Donnie.
Alright, got all that? Good. I'd hate for us to repeat ourselves, unless you scroll the timeline back.
They're
and
not that smart exes. Exactly, Chris.
Let's start over again. Ladies, gentlemen, and non-binary alike, welcome to the Hellfire that's been our lives. This will be a bumpy and detrimental ride.
Oh. Sideshow commentary community, they're in the Hellfires. But they're still together.
Emphasis on the mental.
We are going to start with the mundane before we bump it up to the more
Just like your girlfriend.
extreme stuff and accusations that have been said. However, we didn't call this a ride for nothing. Like a roller coaster, there will be some highs and lows, there might even be loopy-loops, so don't get too comfortable. And before you even ask,
Not the loopy loops.
we're not going to hide anything for a big reveal to be all dramatic. It is going to be rather obvious who the mastermind is behind all of this, and the individual who brought things to the public will be revealed pretty early on. But you'll just have to keep watching to see how bad it truly gets. Because if you thought it was bad now, just wait. Got it?
I will wait. Don't keep me on the edge all the time. You're edging me hard here.
Okay. Take it away, Donnie.
Take it away, boy!
To want me to get more into horror despite a trigger of mine. Oh yeah, did I ever tell you
Bro, these people and their fucking triggers.
about her trying to pressure me to get more into horror media? You did not. She kept telling me I should get more into horror media despite being fully aware of a trigger of mine. Literally 99% of horror media has this thing. She also pressured me into joining her horror media server. Horror is a genre that's difficult to discuss with me because of my trigger, and also my sensitivity to death since, I was nearly murdered.
I'm not the biggest fan of horror either.
For death, since you can't watch any movie ever. Sorry, but yeah. I'm not the biggest fan of horror either.
Shut up, Raven. No one cares. And this claim is just an outright lie. See, I was totally aware
Damn, Raven catching strays.
of Donnie's trauma, and that was why when Donnie showed an interest in horror, I offered to watch horror movies for him to ensure that he wouldn't stumble across a movie that had a scene that would trigger his PTSD.
Yeah, it's not allowed to have death. No blood. Yeah.
I have proof of this. Hey, Donnie,
Just
if you
don't watch horror.
wanted to watch a horror movie with a homie, you're free to watch one with me. I can check to see if there's any triggering scenes so you don't get exposed to them.
Thanks.
Of course, from one horror lover to another, I want to help you out so you can
Getting triggered by that scene in Lion King. Well, you can't even. Well, Bambi would kill them.
avoid triggering scenes. I want you to still be able to watch horror movies.
I appreciate that very much. I've been fascinated by them for a while, but I have to check the ones that interest me to see if I can watch them.
The movies I recommend are the Saw franchise and The Thing.
There's a website for that. It's called the Does the Dog Die? It lists the triggers. Can I type in if that I don't want movies where the dogs dies? Oh, now I get it.
It's gonna take me time to look over all the Saw movies since there is 8 total, minus the Jigsaw 2017, but
Don't make me look out. You have this trigger that is in almost every horror movie, and you want to watch Saw? What? I will apologize if I did so. I did my best to not go into discrete detail. I don't want to trigger you by accident. I will apologize if I did so. You didn't. Thank you so much. What?
I'll get back to you on those. I did my best not
And now I noticed that this bitch has a really big habit of telling people she knows what they are and aren't allowed to talk about, even if they are talking about her directly. Yeah, like, don't you dare call me his girlfriend. You are just his girlfriend to me. The fuck do I care?
to go into discrete detail.
Dusty Joker to the south and says, no, Chris, shut up. Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up.
I don't want to trigger you by accident. I heavily apologize if I did, though.
You didn't. Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. As for the pressuring him into a horror server, which was short-lived because despite these people acting like they care about me, nobody was interested in my hobbies, here's how that conversation actually went.
Oh my god, no one cared about my server. No one was active on my server. No one cares about my hobbies. Probably because you were an insufferable bitch. You know you're wondering too. Shut up, Chris. Hey, Dew, how are you? Hey, Rose. I'm dying. Gore is in its own separate category. Serious and triggering topic. All behind spoiler take. Yeah, Saw is definitely not your movie if you have a trigger that's gore, bro. Like, I have an interest in horror, but there are a lot of triggering movies. Yeah.
I made a horror server. Were you interested?
It depends. Like, I have an interest in horror, but there are a lot of triggering
I am
movies.
dealing with the terrible too, yes. But I've been in the bubble my whole life. I'm a puppet.
Don't worry, we took care of all that. I make sure any serious and triggering topics are hidden behind a spoiler tag and are given a content warning.
My twin brother faints at the sight of blood, so he simply doesn't watch horror movies. See, that's a smart thing.
And gore is in its own separate category.
I see. Sure, I'll join then.
Okay, cool. Not only did I not pressure nor force Donnie, but the fact that I am openly aware of his triggers really just shows to me how badly Donnie wants to paint himself as the victim and me as a villain. I cared. I cared deeply about your trauma.
I am the villain.
Triggers, Donnie, because you want to know why? For years, people mocked, joked about, and sometimes even purposefully triggered me. And when I would tell them to stop, they'd tell me to get over myself, or that what they're simply doing is giving me
Yeah, get over yourself. That easy. Stop being depressed.
free exposure therapy.
Stop being homeless. Buy a house.
I care, Donnie, because I know what it's like to have people disrespect you. The last thing I'd ever want to do was disrespect you. But I know that the feeling isn't mutual, given what I found out throughout all this.
Oh, I respected and cared for you, but I know. I know it isn't mutual. No one cares about me like I care about them.
She got mad for the pettiest of reasons, too. Like, she once snapped at me when I said that Hollywood Undead is emo. When it is? I wasn't allowed to have songs from Hollywood Undead I don't like. I wasn't allowed to describe Hollywood Undead as emo. It's not even an insult, and they fucking are.
Okay, so this is another exaggeration sprinkled in with lies. First of all,
Hollywood Undead isn't emo. Are we seriously now arguing about that they miscategorized my band?
I don't know what Donnie means when he says he wasn't allowed to have songs from Hollywood Undead he doesn't like. As someone who has listened to Hollywood Undead's entire discography, there is one song I know of that would trigger Donnie because a line in the song would trigger his PTSD. I never said he wasn't allowed to hate that song. I genuinely do not know what he's talking about here. It doesn't help that this message comes off as him spiraling, so he probably was just saying nonsense at this point.
Honey, someone's spiraling at you. Why the fuck are you arguing this? You know, we started off with sexual harassment and now we're somehow arguing this band isn't emo. How did the Great Depression even happen? People should just choose to be happy. Exactly, Dr. Bigshot.
So I'm just going to ignore that and focus on the actual claim. The claim is that I got mad at him for one of the pettiest reasons, and that is I snapped at him because he said that Hollywood Undead is emo, and I told him that is an insult. Which it is. But I didn't.
Oh my. That was so important that you needed to put it in this 7 hour and 20. I see why why this thing is 7 hours and 20 minutes.
And snap at Donnie. Here's something about me for context. I grew up in a very dysfunctional home.
And then he said, why are you trauma dumping on me over the band? And then he said, my floor was dirty. It was just a day I didn't clean. And then my cat fucking threw the plant. And I was depressed on that day. So I couldn't clean. So I just laid on the floor crying. And that's very ableist of you to say.
And it was chaotic to the point where people have told me that my voice almost sounds like I'm yelling, even though I am talking in my regular tone. Like, I'm not going out of my way to yell, that is just how my voice sounds due to the environment that I grew up in. See, I remember this Discord call, and what happened is, Donnie called Hollywood Undead's music emo, and I responded in a joking manner, Hollywood Undead isn't emo, don't you dare fucking call it that. But I said it in a sarcastic and I'm pulling your leg here type manner. Here's the thing though.
Just say I was joking and you're stupid for thinking it was serious. It ain't that deep.
I am aware that Donnie is autistic, and one of the common traits with autistic people is
Listen, I know you're autistic, but
that they have a hard time interpreting tones correctly. So maybe, even though I was coming off in a sarcastic, joking manner, maybe Donnie did think I was being genuine, therefore I was snapping at him. But I wasn't. And for years, Donnie never approached me about this. All he had to fucking do was tell me, hey, I feel like you came off as aggressive when I called Hollywood Undead emo, and I would have clarified that I was merely joking. That's it. But no, this claim is being used to amplify the allegation that I'm abusive and aggressive towards people.
Hi, I'm stepping in now because here's the issue. Donnie goes on and on about this within the thread for like a while. For whatever reason, Donnie is very
I'm sorry for everyone who likes Hollywood Undead.
offended that Deed told him Hollywood Undead isn't emo. You know, for someone who said that Deed snapped for petty reasons, what the hell is this, Donnie? It looks like you're the one who snapped for the pettiest of reasons. Mind you,
you're both snapping over this. The fuck is wrong with you people? She got mad for the pettiest reasons too, like, she once snapped at me when I said Hollywood Undead is emo. Then it is, have you ever heard Hear Me Now, Pour Me, The Diary, Pain, Circles, Nightmare, Save Me, Young, Second Chances, Upside Down, Outside, I Don't Wanna Die, Fucking Bullet. Hear Me Now is literally one of the most popular songs because it's just the band venting. Bullet is also popular because of its contrast between stock-sounding background music with lyrics, talking very explicit about suicide and self-harm. She literally once sang Pour Me with me. It's a song about alcoholism and hating yourself for it. It's about a band, bro.
mind you, this and another mundane claim is the most emotional Donnie gets. Not at the abuse claims or the ableism claims, no. He gets upset because he got corrected for mislabeling a band as emo. Which, for the record here, Donnie is in the wrong. If you literally Google search the question, is Hollywood Undead emo? It will tell you no. No, it is not. But Donnie's explanation of what counts as emo music is really weird in itself, so let's go
Hi, Kairos. I'm dying.
over it.
Have you heard Hear Me Now, Pour Me, The Diary, Pain, Circle, Nightmare, Save Me, Young, Second
Great, now I already read that.
Chances, Upside Down, Outside, I Don't Want to Die, Fucking Bullet? Bullet is also popular because of its contrast between stock sounding background music with lyrics taking very explicit about suicide and stuff about alcoholism and hating your thoughts through their music.
Oh, golly gee willikers, stereotyping. Well, I guess the blues, opera, rap, and even motherfucking country music is emo now. Sorry to say, folks, you all never left middle school.
If you ever listen to country, country is kinda emo.
The thrill is gone, but this habanero will make you lose yourself until the thunder rolls in this black parade. No, seriously, in Donnie's own words, any music that has lyrics are now considered emo. So unless you're into non-lyrical
If you ever listen to Jolene, kinda emo.
music, you're an emo fan for life, suffice to say. I would like to inform the audience that this is the same person who goes on
Who the fuck cares, man? Emo rap is also a thing. Yeah.
to fucking call my partner abusive.
I wasn't even
He is just
insulting Hollywood Undead. I was just making a joke about how people don't expect me to like Hollywood Undead when they calmly talk about killing.
oh my god, how long are we going to talk about this fucking band?
They have a song really called Kill Everyone. Self-harm and suicide. Oh, and they have another song that's horrorcore called Does Everybody in the World...
Hi, Quantum! More of a vibe. It's an emo vibe. Hi, Yen! Send help. I don't know if I survive this. Also, I still got 2 more hours I can go to. I don't want to.
have to die. And that's one of my favorites.
Oh, okay, Donnie. Meanwhile, you get to call my girlfriend abusive over the horror shit, despite you literally admitting to listening to music that, by your definition, would trigger your PTSD. How did nobody notice that double standard right there?
Oh, while do. We have 1.5 hours in there. Only 7 more hours to go. Let's fucking go. We got 2 more hours today.
Alright, so Donnie does not know his music genres. We have established that. We have already established that he doesn't understand what emo is, but let's talk about horrorcore.
Oh my god, we know. He doesn't know what horror is. He doesn't know what emo is.
Horrorcore is a subgenre of hip-hop music based on horror-themed and often darkly transgressive lyrical content and imagery. First of all, the horror theme here is really funny given what Donnie said earlier, but secondly, have you noticed that the word emo wasn't brought up once? And that is because it is not emo.
No one fucking cares.
It literally takes a Google search to find this.
The Wikipedia article for most of their albums has their genre set to emo. Emo isn't as negative as people think. It's really just music with lyrics that has venting.
Well, actually, Donnie, if you look up the Hollywood Undead Wikipedia article, it says nowhere that their genre of music is emo, but you know what?
If it said it's emo, you know what? That's the simplest. There will be some music provision who will be like, no.
Let's give you a fair shot. You said it was their albums that—
Fun fact, Silver stopped being friends with Leo, George Raccoon victim, and choose to believe Doodle over. Stop spoiling, Yen!
are set to the genre of emo. So let's go over Hollywood Undead's entire album discography and find out for ourselves. American Tragedy. American Tragedy Redux. Day of the
I
Dead.
don't fucking care.
Desperate Measures. 5. Hotel California.
Yeah, but we're not even at the topic.
New Empire Volume 1. New Empire Volume 2.
I don't fucking care.
Notes from the Underground. Swan Songs. Swan Songs B-Sides. I have no words. Like, seriously, the only reason we are bringing this up is because Donnie had a literal episode over this, and he's not even valid. He's in the wrong.
He's not even valid. I may pass out before then. No. Yen, stay strong.
This is a single Google search, and people would have realized Donnie is in the wrong. Even if Donnie genuinely believed I had snapped
And now I spent 5 minutes showing him he was wrong. Emo.
at him, I'm not wrong. He is in the wrong for calling Hollywood Undead emo. But honest to God, who the fuck cares? I think me being called abusive is more important than me defending or correcting my favorite band from being called emo. But for whatever fuck all reason, this claim was used to corroborate the idea that I am abusive. What the fuck? Not only that, he literally admits to liking—
I think he was just like, bruh, this bitch was getting all worked up because I was like, these are so emo.
horror? Explain how I was forcing you again, Donnie. We haven't even gotten to the worst of it, and Donnie has already poked holes in his story and is shown to be a hypocrite. But I want to make this
What?
clear. The only reason we are talking about this—
It's not emo, it's hyper cockball torture emo core. True. Grave death.
This is to show the confirmation bias people had with Donnie. Nobody fact-checked Donnie. They just believed what he said, despite it taking one Google search to prove that he is wrong. Alongside him poking holes in an earlier claim, showing that he is not an honest nor trustworthy source of information. Not only that, the fact that he lumps this in with some very serious—
As we can see here, he is not a trustworthy individual because he lied about the band being emo. Check and mate, bitch.
accusations. Like, come on, this isn't okay. It's almost as bad as lumping nothing burgers and mundane internet drama into a Google document where you're calling out an abuser and a literal groomer. But it's not like I have an exact example of that happening, of course.
Foreshadowing is a narrative device in which
She forced me to stop using the term kin, and I wasn't allowed to kin. She acted really hurt by finding out I do it at all, and she begged me not to kin. She told me over and over how unhealthy it is for me to kin, despite it being a coping method my therapist has told me
How old are these people again?
it's healthy.
Look, I don't personally like to kin, but that's just me speaking.
If anyone else does it, I really don't care. If it helps you out, then that's good.
My therapist told me it's a healthy coping mechanism.
Okay, honey.
If the therapist thinks it's a good coping mechanism,
My therapist told me it's a good coping mechanism. You all people never seen a real therapist, okay?
and it does help you, then honestly, why should deeds worth matter?
Listen, as someone who has been on Tumblr and knows some kinnies.
She's not your therapist, and she's not the one helping you well either.
She was so forceful and shamed me at even a sign I could have been kidding, and took every opportunity to beg me to never do it. I struggle to do any coping mechanism because I feel like I'm hurting someone when I do.
Isn't kinning just a connection to a character, as in you relate to the character because you see aspects of yourself in that character?
I know, it's actually when you're on Tumblr and you're like, no, I am that character. It's called having delusions.
I mean, you're technically not wrong, but kinning back in the day used to be like other kinning where you believed you were that thing. Anyways.
Yeah, I used to express myself via relating to a character
Again, who cares? Yeah, who cares?
and using scenes with them to properly explain how I feel. But I lost that ability because of how much she forced me to stop. She used an Urban Dictionary definition to say why it's unhealthy.
Okay, this claim makes me sound like a terrible person. However, this is just an outright
Honey, you are a terrible person. Fine.
lie. I did not beg nor ever force Donnie over and over again to stop kinning. Let me show you exactly how the one conversation we had went. Donnie, if you're mentally stable, there's something I wanted to talk to you about.
What is it?
Well,
I am never mentally stable. How dare you? How dare you assume I'm mentally stable today? Let me just get my blanket, it's getting cold.
I saw a tweet earlier of you saying you kin a character, and it just spiked my anxiety is all. It's perfectly fine to have a comfort character or relate to one, but please be careful when you say you kin a character. You aren't fictional, and I've seen people take it to extreme levels, and it just...
I wish that everyone who ever messages me now starts the conversation also with, if you are mentally stable today.
It reminds me of this traumatic event I went through. I'm not
Oh
saying
my god, the world surrounds around me. I had a traumatic event with someone who was a kinny. And so, don't you dare kin.
going to do that, I just worry.
Oh, that? I don't take it too seriously. It's just a way of saying I heavily relate to a character.
Okay, thank you. It's a relief to know that. I have personal reasons as to why I don't like
I
kinning.
feel like every message of her is like, I have trauma related to this, where everything traumatizes me. If I see a leaf in the wind, it reminds me of the time I got traumatized.
And that is because it can be unhealthy. Let me explain why. If you don't know what kin or kinning means, it is an online terminology that is frequently used within fandom spaces. It derives from the Tumblr coin term otherkin. If you don't know what otherkin is, it's essentially people who genuinely believe that they are a different species. It is basically a term that makes...
Do we know you're neurotypical, but I hope you're stable right now. Thank God I am the most neurotypical person. Do I kin you? No, Portobello, no!
Trans people look bad as it's primarily used by mentally unwell people. Well, kin or kinning sort of derives from that. Basically, it is the idea or belief that you are a fictional character. You relate to a fictional character so much that you genuinely believe you are this fictional character. However, over the years, the terminology has died down.
This video is actively making me more hateful. I will no longer be woke. Damn. Dr. Backshot got based thanks to this video.
Most people who use the term kin more so just mean that they relate to a fictional character on a personal level. It is the they are just like me for real meme personified. Despite this, however...
Did she just compare kinning to transracialism? I don't know. I just know kinning as when someone on Tumblr is like, no, I am literally this character. Wait, what? I'm literally Gamzee. I'm literally Jamsey. Piccara, okay?
There are people out there, to this day, who genuinely believe on an unhealthy level that they are a fictional character. The Cometa Discord call and the Final Fantasy House are examples of this. I think you can understand now why I am uncomfortable with the term kinning.
Hi potato! Hi potato!
If you are someone who uses the term kin and you do not believe or actively hallucinate that you are a fictional character, I don't care. You are not harming yourself or others for relating to a fictional character. But the terminology does have a dark history behind it, and that was my only concern with Donnie, was that he
It has a really dark history, okay? I saw someone kinning, and I saw them thinking they were Gamzee, and they did things.
Genuinely believed that he was a fictional character. That was my only concern, and he straight up told me that the whole kin thing...
Bro, if I decide I get naked and go on my roof and get hit by a lightning rod, that's none of your business.
Him isn't a big deal. He never told me it had anything to do with therapy or coping with trauma. So, explain to me how I'm the asshole in this situation. But the reality of it is, if a therapist did actually recommend Donnie to kin, they either don't know what it is and Donnie did not properly explain it, or that
None of you ever seen a therapist.
therapist needs to be fired. There isn't a lot of research in regards to this, but from the research that I have done online, no genuine mental health professional would
From the research I have done online.
recommend anyone to kin because imagining or hyperfixating to the point where you
Blue, I will never confirm or deny it.
genuinely believe you are a fictional character and begin to start acting out as said character is very, very unhealthy. While I have seen pro-kin people claim their therapist accepts this, I truly have to question this because the therapists seem to be more accepting that this is their spiritual belief, not that their therapist recommends them to kin to help cope with trauma, the thing Donnie was claiming their therapist told them to do. I don't know how to tell you this, Donnie, but there
Is it some German tradition? Yes, I become the lightning rod.
are coping mechanisms that people use to cope with trauma that can be very unhealthy and even bad for
Listen, she is a music expert. She is a mental health professional. She is a cult expert. So many things. I wish I was her.
them. This is one of them. As for the Urban Dictionary thing, if you look at the definition for the term kin, they talk about family, as the word kin is very different from the online terminology kin. If you want the online Tumblr terminology definition, you have to go on Urban Dictionary.
Reddit, am I the asshole for making an 8-hour video?
And even then, most of the definitions are made up by people who are pro-kinning because, oh, would you look at that? They say the same thing as Donnie. These
Oh my god. A kin is where you heavily connect or relate to a character. For example, you have the same problems in life, trauma, and same ideals. I am literally Hu Tao from Genshin Impact.
internally online people who very clearly need to seek professional help straight up say, oh, it's a coping mechanism for trauma. And when it's not that, it's straight up saying that this is a term for those who identify as fictional characters. This is exactly why I said it was unhealthy. I want to make this clear. I do not think relating to a character is unhealthy. However,
Again, it depends. Like with any drug. Okay, not any drug. Some are fucked when you take them once. It depends. You relate to a character, that's fine. If you are literally like, I'm literally Jamsy. I'm literally Jamsy Makara. I did it. I did the thing. Yeah, I think there's more wrong with them than just kidding. I'm just saying. If you live in the Lululand and think you are this character, I'm sorry.
if you start hallucinating, if you start referring to yourself as a fictional character, or you start acting out as if fiction is reality, then you need severe intervention because
I'm literally Captain America.
that is not healthy. I have already given examples as to why, but not only that, I have personally dealt with people like this in my life, and it is scary.
How dare you put a bill up? The kins are literally a minority.
Because I don't know if you know this, but the things that fictional characters can do in real life, you cannot imitate because it would harm yourself or others around you.
I think you have more problems than just kinning if you actually think you're a character. I'm just saying.
I don't think I need to give an example, but let's just say, oh, I don't know, someone relates to a character that murders or even rapes another character.
Bro, I relate so hard. I relate so hard to Hannibal. I want to be Hannibal. I kin Hannibal. But only the one from the series. The hot one. The one who's gay for Will. And only speaks in poems.
Do you see the issue now? I didn't think I'd have to bring up a severe example, but if I absolutely have to, there you go. This entire
Not the Final Fantasy house, bro.
claim is dumb because, again, I had no idea Donnie allegedly uses it as a coping mechanism. Not only that, but my own, quite frankly, traumatic experience is being used against me. No one bothered to ask why I had concerns, but there you go. That's why
No, dude, I'm literally Jack Black. We knew you meant the hot one. I'm just saying. Yeah, Mats Mikkelsen. Wasn't the very gay one, not the hetero one.
I feel discomfort over that term. It's why I was concerned for Donnie. That's it. I've dealt with my own Final Fantasy house, except I only saw these people at school rather
Oh my god, I was literally in a Final Fantasy house at school, bruh. Why are you still alive?
than being roommates with them. Thank God. If you want to give me shit for judging Donnie and how he copes with his trauma, fine. I don't care. Regardless of your opinion on this discussion, I am not in the wrong because I couldn't have known about this, given Donnie never gave me this information in the conversation we had. And
That show was so gay and I loved it. Yeah, I loved it. I have it on DVD. No spoilers.
truthfully, I just find it very weird that no one questioned the therapy recommendation claim. The fact that there's little to no information about this except for either yes men people on Urban Dictionary and subreddits, or subreddit posts of people saying, hi, mental health professional here, do not fucking do this. My information here is limited, people. I don't know what to tell you. I understand questioning someone's
I
therapy
thought you're the expert.
or trauma is rude, but if Donnie is going to accuse me of shit, I have to call into question the therapy recommendation, as he purposefully uses that to paint me as a villain. Oh, and also, I was not told this! But the screenshot spoke for itself. I did not do this. Donnie is exaggerating and pretty much lying. And for the record, Donnie, no, I did not subtweet you in regards to your kidding. I have my own personal opinions and experiences on kidding. You know this. I spoke to you about it. This tweet was nearly a year after I had spoken to you about this. What, I just had this on my mind for an entire year before I decided to finally subtweet about you? Come on, stop making everything about your guys' selves.
Hey, speaking of control, let's talk about one of the allegations
Bro, imagine getting bullied by the anime club.
where apparently Deed is abusive towards me, and that has to do with her somehow, maintaining control on who I can or can't befriend, i.e. my social circle.
Silver's girlfriend is controlling his friendships. I can't be friends with him because of her.
Isn't she the one who convinced him to leave? Yeah, that's one of the biggest red flags there is.
I also can't be friends with him because of her. This is a fun fact. Donnie was actually still in contact with me. At any point, he could have reached out to me because he did. In 2020.
Hey man, it's been a while. How are you holding up? I've been better. I'm hanging in there though. I'm hanging in there. I got my wife.
3. You'll notice Donnie said this in 2022. Also, I left the Cloud Palace on my own accord. Don't know where you got the idea Deed convinced me to leave. I'm guessing it was somewhere in the mindset of infantilizing me to the point where you couldn't believe I could make my own decisions.
To be fair. Are they wrong? You do sound like a main child.
Oh, but don't worry. Donnie doesn't just accuse me of controlling my partner's friendships. He also
Don't worry. I think you two are a beautiful couple. I think you two deserve each other. I hope you stay together till the end of your days.
says I was controlling his friendships as well.
She told me I wasn't allowed to be friends with Caden or Redacted or Blaze.
Oh no. I told you I wasn't comfortable with you hanging around people who literally downplayed my trauma and helped convey the idea that I was a liar about the sexual harassment allegations
Oh my god, I thought those were all strangers and you aren't part of the SCC.
towards Avi. How dare I? Also, this just didn't fucking happen. No, Donnie, I never forced you, I never pressured you, I never controlled you like a goddamn puppet forcing you to not hang
I
around
just said I really don't like you being friends with them.
individuals. I never did that. If me, venting about the horrific shit these people put me through, and it all of a sudden makes you uncomfortable with this idea that you are hanging around people who have done horrific shit, that's on you, my guy, not me. It is not my fault you feel guilt, Donnie. But hey, I did the job for you. I stopped talking to you for a reason. I didn't force Jack in shit. I told you what these people did to me, and if you feel like shit, that says more about you, not me. I'm tired of people blaming the victim rather than taking accountability. You knew how these people treated me, Donnie, and you chose to keep talking to them. Fine. But you cannot throw a hissy fit when I stop talking to you. But that's not even what you're
But you're throwing a hissy fit right now.
saying. You're saying I forced you to stop hanging around them when no, I didn't do that. You made a choice. I respected it. So I blocked you and moved on with my life.
You know, when I graduated high school, I didn't go into Discord servers to relive the bullshit. No? It's crazy. You tell me you don't go into every Discord server and trauma dump? It's crazy.
What did you do? Twist the narrative to paint me as an abuser. I guarantee you that if the roles were reversed, Donnie would call me abusive, claiming I'm dismissing his trauma for staying in touch with his abusers. Regardless of the scenario, Donnie is the victim.
Yeah, because all of you are fucking insane. To be fair, it's very SCC coded. Maybe, I'm just saying. You're taking more away from the community than you think.
Before we go any further debunking the accusations made, there is a username you probably recognize, and it's probably confusing.
So I got was Hollywood Undead and Kinning. Oh, and Trauma or whatever. Yeah, that's pretty much the too long didn't read.
Or maybe it's obvious as to why this person is here. So to get it out of the way, the message is in this thread by the name Crouching Idiot. That's Avi. And given what Avi had done to my partner, him being in the thread where my partner is being accused of egregious things, it comes...
You mean Avi, the person she talked intensively about her kink with? It's crazy.
Comes off as concerning, gross, fucking disgusting, and trust me, it is vile what Crouching Idiot goes on to do. So, let's talk about Avi again.
Oh, Jesus! What the fuck, man? What is wrong with you? I hate you. Kill yourself. Average pervert 2. Repeat offender. Wow.
Just as a small refresher, Avi is a spineless, not-loving, perverted creep who I regret ever befriending now and forever. We're going to go over the very first message Avi posted in the thread because it is very telling what his intentions are throughout this thread.
I'll be the first to say that Dee has every right to not want to be around me. The way I acted towards her was gross and creepy and disrespectful of boundaries, and
He got touched in real life, not on Discord. Back in my day! Back in my day! He got touched in real life, not on fucking Discord.
no amount of grooming going on at the time is going to change that.
Well, would you look at that? A second confession from Avi himself, and he wasn't even confronted by anyone this time. However, I find it eerie how he brought up the grooming
Join the server before I nuke Discord.
No amount of grooming going on.
Wait. I'll be the first to say that Deed has every right not to want to be around me. The way I acted toward her was gross and creepy and disrespectful of boundaries. And no amount of grooming going on at the time is gonna change that. What? Platinum, no!
At the time is going to change that.
Well, would you look at that?
You know, back in my day, the perfs parked their car outside of the school and tried to lure us in with candy.
A second confession from Avi himself, and he wasn't even confronted by anyone this time. However, I find it eerie how he brought up the grooming allegations that were going on within the SEC at the time, especially considering he had attempted to defend George by stating that if George is a pedophile, then he himself is one to the said minor he groomed. I'm not kidding. Despite this, however, this is the funniest fucking joke he's—
No, I wasn't. I was on the account as well. And while Leon was on a dipshit... What? Move? I wouldn't have been for grooming purposes, because nothing he talked about was explicitly sexual. He was stupid and made some good awful choices, but a pedo he is not. Not by definition. I don't know, you kind of can convince me that there was nothing explicitly sexual about that. Like, if something is your kink and you're talking about it, I think it's kind of no why. Does that make me a pedophile? No. I've talked about my kink with you. You're not even 2 years older than me, though. Incorrect.
ever made in his life. So the fact you were outed as a groomer, Avi, just goes to show how much of a creep you truly are.
Yes, he's a creep for being a groomer. But not for having fucking consensual kink talk with your wife. Back in mind, he was able to get touched about. Platinum, no.
But it's not like you're gonna somehow turn this around and paint yourself as a victim.
However, I draw the line at her using that as a reason to destroy friendships and relationships between Silver and others because they associate with me.
I'm gonna get a prop for this one.
I'm scared whenever you... I get scared. I always get not fun facts. Oop. There's another thing coming up with Nagito. Did I already miss it? Remember? Oh, ow. I punched the microphone. I'm so sorry. Did I miss it? Yeah. Did I miss it? Shit. Shit! I have another fun fact coming up. Where? Where is it? It's back at Kinning? You already passed that. Wait, okay. Back at Kinning. Yeah, I see. Kinning section. I will have it in a minute. Give me a second. I will be right there. God damn it. Between explaining Kinning. Yes, I'm looking. I'm looking. Okay. Doesn't matter. Oh, fuck. What is happening? What is happening? Okay. Wait. I will just open this here. How do I... Give me a minute. Give me a minute. I can do this. Ah, here. Link. Basically, there was this audio of someone in a Discord call who was a Komedakin, but supposedly that cut off their finger to replicate the character. But this has been labeled as a hoax. The hoax part actually focused on the finger aspect, rather than the kinning aspect. Basically, this person is delusional, but it's questionable whether they went through with cutting their fingers off. So this was on the kinning. But fun fact, as Embry told me, there's a bit coming off with Nagito, the character here. This. Look at the hand. That's a very specific image that you'd only be able to find because it's a spoiler image in the game. It's the image of Nagito with Junko's hand. Something like that isn't something you find by searching up Nagito Kinny image due to it being heavy spoilers in game. So now Danganronpa, a game that should heavily trigger her, apparently doesn't. I love him. God damn it. Michael desperately searching for the logical sense in Avi's statement. Yeah, that's me, but with deeds.
Pardon? If you're in a relationship and the person you're friends with is friends with people you don't like very much, what gives you the right to forcefully break those friendships?
Don't like very much, and I don't care if he sends unsolicited photos. Get over it. Or two.
I never take my autism. No! Platinum, no!
very different things, Avi. I don't want to associate with people who disrespected what my partner went through, because that would entail I don't respect them either.
What gives you the right to dictate significant other's entire fucking social life? Because I'm not gonna lie, that sounds pretty fucking abusive to me.
I'm just gonna show you exactly how fucking brain dead this ideology is with the means of a dark comedy sketch. Enjoy!
No sketch. Where the fuck do you live? In the fucking murder bunker? There's blood in this. I feel like I am being unconsensually exposed to your kink.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's
Why is he touching his crotch?
Michael!
Yeah. Right?
Is this why you haven't answered my calls?
After you said how much you were traumatized by the nose thing, you now do a nosebleed? I'm just saying.
No, they're always like that. They're always like... It's every day, too, with them.
Michael!
Like, every single day.
Michael!
Oh, hold on. What?
Who are you talking to?
Kevin.
Kevin? As in, guy who lives down the street with black dogs, Kevin?
Yeah, that Kevin. What other Kevin would it be? Oh, yeah, no, Dee just came home. She just came in and bitched about something. As usual.
Are you fucking for real right now?
Hold on. What?
He literally sick.
Okay, who is this? This is the one who... Those are the abused.
His dogs, mommy. They just did. Just now.
Oh, come on, you know they're not like that. They're playful.
Playful? Does this look painful to you?
What's the big deal? You always look like that. That's your whole thing. Yeah, she's talking about your dogs. She's just overreacting. Your dogs are chill.
Not truly.
You can't be serious right now.
Look, Dee, I love you, but maybe next time just don't aggravate Kevin's dogs. You seem to be the only one who has this sort of issue.
Michael, literally yesterday when I was taking the trash out on our property.
The abused.
On the other side of the street, walking the dogs. He looked at me, smiled, and then dropped the fucking leash to let them attack me. On our property!
The leash probably just slipped. Accidents happen.
It's fucking your fucking joke. It's just a joke, right?
Dee, lighten up. Kevin is a chill guy, and you're...
This is the one that this is the girl and the her boyfriend who are the whole time like, I got sexually harassed, then he said my band was emo, then they said I abused my husband, which I don't, and what else was there? None of those is Avi. Avi is the evil one who sexually harassed her. Allegedly. With consent.
We're overreacting. You really need to work out this whole dog-hating business you've got going on, because I don't want any part of it.
I like Kevin the most.
Yeah, everything's fine. No, she's just being how she usually is. You know them.
I don't get why they do skits. Again, this is supposed to be taken serious, and they do skits.
So anyways, I was thinking maybe we could, like, get together and play, like, I don't know, like, Call of Duty 78 or something. Yeah. So this is...
That's also very good in the video where you complain about people alleging that you are abusive.
Bad. Avi holds his belief that people should befriend a sexual harasser and their victim at the same time. He believes he should continue to associate with me despite Dee being my partner. And you wanna know who agrees with him? Everyone in this goddamn thread. Not me though. You wanna know why? Because this is textbook victim blaming, people. This is the sorry not sorry type of attitude. This is flat out,
yes, blame the victim.
he didn't hurt me, therefore I have no reason to stop talking to him kind of mindset. If you genuinely think you could befriend a perpetrator and their victim at the same time, if you honest to God believe you could stay in a committed relationship whilst harboring your partner's rapist, sexual harasser, or abuser in your social circle, you're just a shit fucking person. You are selfish, inconsiderate, and do not care for survivors of trauma. You know what else it is? Abuse.
You also don't care, okay? Stop acting like you care.
It is a lack of respect and support towards your partner to not care what they have gone through, nor respect their boundaries. Dee not wanting me to associate with Avi's defenders wasn't controlling, it was setting a boundary. But in the SEC's delusional mind, it's quite abusive apparently to have boundaries. Then again, why are we even surprised given the kind of people they harbored in their community? I just didn't expect them to be so blatantly open about it by having the sex pest speak for himself. Literally admitted he did disgusting things, but then acts like he's a victim in the same fucking sentence.
It's just all of them.
I want to make it clear, Dee didn't force me to do shit. She did, however, tell me if you can't understand how these people are treating me, then I don't
To be fair, you're whipped, so...
want to continue this relationship. She gave me an ultimatum, but she had every right to. She wanted to be respected.
You just gave me an ultimatum.
She wanted me to stop defending people who called her delusional and a liar, and wanted a partner that would respect her, that would listen to her, not come home and yell at her and tell her to get over herself. If I couldn't provide that
You should have done it.
support, then I was undeserving of her. See, I get why Avi thinks I would be on his side because I made the huge mistake by listening to Avi and everyone else who was defending Avi.
I think the skits are to pad out the one time and make it difficult to go through the video. This is just to fucking torture us more.
Being selfish. I lied to Dee when I stopped talking to Avi, and I said some hurtful shit. And when I realized how dismissive I was being towards her, I made a choice.
How dare you?
And I chose my partner over these, quite frankly, toxic and empty friendships I had with these people. Especially
whipped.
Given the shit they said about me behind my back, I made a choice. and I stand by that choice to this day. So, Avi, in regards to your comment of,
I also can't be friends with him because of her.
you are incorrect. You can't be friends with me because of me. I made that choice.
Whipped.
And another thing that I just noticed late in the scripting and want to add, it's so fucking rich that you say this when you're a part of a community that not only ostracized people just for their friendship with Rachel, but your assumptions that someone was friends with Rachel. You all kept various people out of your community, such as Leo, Autumn, Saf, all because they had, or you believed they had, continued their relationship with Ray. Rules for thee, but not for me, I guess. Your contribution to the thread should have fucking ended here. But no, you keep fucking yapping, and it pisses me the fuck off that nobody realized the disgusting
You also keep yapping.
shit you were saying about my partner and I. You know, for as much as you guys treated me like a poor, defenseless victim, you certainly were willing to let Avi say some vile shit about me.
Silver, please break up with this bitch. Oh my god.
Bruh.
Unfortunately, it's not our call to make.
Correct. Yeah, you fuckers couldn't get that through your thick skull and instead spent the next year or so convincing yourselves otherwise.
Someone please tell Silver to get out of there. Dear God. Unfortunately, he has stayed true to the host before bros. What the fuck? That is the first time I've read that. Jesus, dude.
Okay, sexist comments aside, you sexually harassed my wife. We aren't bros. Wait, no. Actually, making the sexist comment literally shows how much you objectify women, including my own partner. Fuck off, Avi.
You called women hoes. As a feminist, I disagree. They are queens, not hoes. Bruh. Can't believe you objectify women by calling them hoes.
Then again, you did exactly that when your creepy-ass behavior was called out. You couldn't handle the heat.
So D just making him give up his friendship? Yeah, no, D is just giving him ultimatums.
And just fucked off, because that certainly is the action of a remorseful man now, ain't it? Stay the fuck.
But she participated. Kaya shush. It was evil. He should have read her thoughts.
Fuck gone, snot fucker.
I feel he deserves better.
Fucking true. Why have the last few relationships?
That's not very feminist of you. Calling women queens instead of goddesses, they are SMH. True. I'm a fake feminist.
He's been and treated him or those around him so fucking badly.
That is real rich, coming from a man who dated a minor once. And hey, maybe don't talk about my relationships when I know, behind the scenes, you helped in ending one of them. Honestly though, in a way, I should be thanking you, because it showed how empty that relationship was to begin with.
Thank God your relationship is full of love. I hope you two stay together forever.
I'm not going to, because that should have been my decision to make. But I'm gonna refrain from giving you kudos, seeing as you can't do the bare fucking minimum of taking accountability for any of your actions, Mr. Vacant for good. Thank goddamn God.
Listen, I don't want to say I did this specifically to substitute the situation, but when I'm contemplating...
I burn. Yeah, I need some monster. Otherwise, I won't last the last hour.
Instead of putting hoes before the bros.
The flesh-colored jacket made me briefly think his ass was sucking out really far.
Thanks, Avi. This is clearly the sign of someone who cares about his friend. I just find it funny that you would previously say that I should be allowed to talk to you in one breath, and then call me butt ugly the next. At least the people who were siding with Rachel when she was a
I mean...
accusing me of abuse, insulted me believing they wanted nothing to do with me.
Also, can we just appreciate that this is just Silver? Like, that's just what he looks like IRL.
I'd say more his OC, but I get you.
Oh, so we're insulting Yuki Goomba's art now. Gotcha. Actually, we're also insulting Benemated's character design, given that my OC at the time design was heavily borrowed from those Mystery Skull MVs. So, you know, smooth. As a fun fact for everyone, my favorite song by Mystery Skulls is actually still Ghost. I love that song to pieces. I will never let it go. It's genuinely one of the hardest hitting songs I've ever listened to.
I consider this borderline sexual harassment, given obvious focusing on mocking Michael's body.
Oh my god, what isn't sexual harassment for you? Probably saying the word hoe is sexual harassment.
Appearance. Unfortunately, since the tweet and image are lost to time, we can't say for certain what Avi's post
Saying anything about appearance isn't sexual harassment.
was. But nonetheless, it's a mockery of someone's image and referring to Michael as nothing more than a simp. Something Avi would do quite frequently, actually.
Him. I'm back on craziness. No, it's fine. It's fine. I am fine.
To the point it was used by others amongst the SCC. However, it doesn't stop there, and Avi interjecting himself, thinking he knows the ins and outs of Michael and I's relationship.
At this point, if it's what he wants, it's what he wants. We can't deny him his goth girl pussy as if it's more important than a healthy relationship.
Why?
Did you know that alternative women are 90% more likely to be sexually harassed than any other assigned female at birth person? Avi.
I would think this is I think minorities are actually more likely, but I didn't know that seemed girl.
Here is what I like to call douchebags who only see people for their genitals and nothing more due to how porn-erotic his cerebrum is. And for the record, Avi, no, you don't know what genitals I was born with, and you never will. But one thing's
I didn't know you were alternative, bro.
for certain, I have bigger dick energy than whatever's left of your snot-infested wang.
Honey, I heard the 1 HP voice. There's no big dick energy about you.
Seek therapy for the closest firearm within reach, preferably the latter.
I genuinely hope Silver can see what kind of person she is before he gets seriously hurt. But seeing as how vaginas blind his vision, logic, and common sense, I don't see that happening. Like, how do you see how she acts and only see green flags?
You know, I wanted to just be clear. This is what
Source, I don't even know, bro.
he thinks of relationships, just in general. And of me, and of Deed. But most importantly, relationships. I'd like to remind the jury, yes viewers,
I have to look it up now. Is there actually Like alternative woman, bigger percentage of harassment. Gender discrimination. Putting gender discrimination. Women than we think. It's getting harder for some women to report harassment. Online harassment. Ethnic minorities. Yeah, I don't see anything about the alternative woman. Bruh. Everything. Okay, let me... To permission censored because there's a character who during the time this... Sorry. Oh! Love Danganronpa, bro. I harass emo woman. I know Platinum. Don't forget Silver also sexually harassed Win and Deed had to get Silver to apologize to Win. What? Excuse me? Hold on, I sent you the source. You just now sent me, I made it the fuck up, I will love you.
You are the jury, that a former relationship Avi held he felt could only be maintained through the promise of mutually assured suicides, and boy, howdy, I'd love to see what part of the wall Musha could compare that mess to. I have to wonder, Avi, what exactly were your feelings with Nezzy when you were dating her? Was she just mouse pussy to you? Gross. You're really
To be fair!
quick to assume I'm dating Deed for just sex, which, I'm not gonna lie, this is a lot for just sex. Like, having her move in with me, working with her on videos, being the only fucking person on her side when it came to you fucks who somehow managed to come off as incelibate, despite me knowing some of you have had sex, including you, Avi!
Imagine having sex, bro.
Doesn't this just feel like a lot for sex? Maybe I'm
Listen, some people do a lot for sex.
just in love with her, Avi. Foreign concept to you, I know. You can't maintain a relationship without the fear of death lingering over you for some reason. But boy god howdy, I sure can. I don't know, that sounds healthy to me.
Even if you were skeptical with my story regarding Avi, this right here is definitive proof that he objectified me and made derogatory sexual comments about me. This cannot be denied as sexual harassment.
Fake news, sex isn't real. Silver misgenders Nezzy. Oh, transphobia.
Avi sexually harassed me. I wish we could say we're fully done talking about Avi, but unfortunately we aren't. He's going to pop up
Please censor Avi's name, it's very triggering.
here and there as we go further into this thread. And not only that, there are individuals who engaged in this thread who affected me deeply during the Avi ordeal. Some even deciding to involve themselves in it to become Avi's defender for some reason. As if he already didn't have enough of those. But in regards
Also, Rose, if you have a source for the Silver and Win thing, I would like that very much. Because I haven't seen that.
to Avi, I hate you. You caused intense PTSD flashbacks for me. You said shit that felt like it was taken from my rapist herself. Despite never violating me physically, I felt violated regardless.
Sorry. Despite never violating me physically, I felt violated. Because I engaged with you about kings and you dared.
Especially with the shit you said in this thread. What you did to me was just another brick on my shoulders with the weight of struggling to experience a healthy relationship with sex. You were nothing more than this sex pest amongst a community of perverts. You disgust me. I wish I'd never spoken to you. I wish I blocked your ass sooner, and I am so glad people know how much of a disgusting pervert you truly
See wrong though, I've seen what pussy does to a person. Listen. Some people do some crazy shit.
are, and everyone who ever defended your ass should be ashamed of themselves, and should be
Do it like Platinum, who dances like a bird of paradise. I knew it. We finally have the source. We have the source. Thank you, Blue Yokai. I needed the source. I needed the source on those statements of the 20% alternative woman getting more harassed than others. Thank you very much. Source confirmed.
shunned for it, because they outright allowed you to get away with this creepy-ass behavior. The fact you went around spreading these false abuse allegations on me—
I mean, you also allowed him to get away with the behavior, because you were like, I don't want to go public. It took me way too long to dig that out of my phone gallery. True, Ranger. Must be so hard for Deed. Getting violated by everyone and everything every day. Truly, she has a difficult life. You would never get it.
Just shows your true intention. To paint me in a negative light so nobody would listen to me if I ever shared what you had done to me. Drop dead, Avi.
You know, Avi, the thing that hurts most about this
I don't know what's sadder, that I understand all of this now or that she is playing this victim. Honestly, we are the victim, because we do this to ourselves. We are the true victims.
is that out of everyone involved in the shit show of a thread, you were probably the one I was closest to. You're the one who helped me in and out of a nasty relationship with the one who had cheated on me. You were the one who helped
Imagine getting help by Avi. Imagine being this close to Avi.
me get over the guilt of a dear friend whom I had severely hurt before their passing. You were the one that I would visit in the exact same town as my ex because I had genuinely thought you were a friend who was worth it. And even after you fucked over a relationship I could have had with someone, because my feelings never fucking mattered to you once, I still chose to talk to you afterwards because
You fucked a relationship I could have had? Bruh. Didi was second choice.
you were like a brother to me. So I find it extremely fucking frustrating, to put it lightly, that you were not only just unwilling to not sexually harass Deed, but also not unwilling to stop sexually harassing others after the fact. The behavior you exhibited both behind the scenes and publicly is so disgusting, so toxic, so unbelievably incel-pilled, which fucking astounds me when I know you've had sex before, that I'm personally disgusted.
I'm gonna nap, don't worry, I still have you on my phone. Yay, have a good nap, Abyssal. As you told about... Yes, I know about that skit. I have already watched all of it at work. On 2x Speed. I regret everything.
That I had known you and befriended you at all. I believe the SEC brought out the worst in people, for certain. It did to me, and while I'm not going to use it as an excuse for the decisions I've made, I genuinely do believe that the SEC was an environment that really bred this overtly sexual, toxic behavior that it encouraged until the day it died. The corpse rotting that behavior for the rest of its legacy. I say all this because I only very partially believe this to be true for Avi.
What is this anime speech? It's a rotting corpse! Well, they're also anime-brained.
We're always like this, since the moment I knew you, and I really wish I clocked that this behavior was unacceptable sooner. I wish I clocked you were being gross, and I really fucking wish
I thought it was okay back then.
I knew you were sexualizing minors sooner. That way I could kick you to the curb sooner. The Dragon Balls can't fix your behavior. Nothing could. Stay gone.
The Dragon Balls can't fix your behavior, bruh. Bruh, that's hardcore. Even the Dragon Balls can't fix you. Gee, I wonder why they everyone acts. So he's mad that he got cucked? Yes. But don't worry, he has Deed now.
Stay away from the people you hurt. Stay away from any online communities. Stay away from the people I care about. Stay away from my friends. And especially stay as far fucking away as possible from my wife. The fact that you have done...
Don't worry. No one wants your wife.
Nothing but exasperate her trauma and made it linger far longer because vagina is the only thing that lives in your head. The shit you said about me is projecting so hard, I'd say you belong in a classroom if you were allowed 200 feet in your goddamn school. She didn't deserve any of what you had.
The school? What? The win story is in Yen a second or third stream on the Silver and Deed video. Yeah, I still have to check these out. We'll check these out later. Thank you very much, Rose. If you can send me a timestamp, that would be amazing. I can check it out the next time. Sorry you're going through this. Thanks, Jilla. Are they actually married? That's a good question. I don't know if they are just... I know they live together, but... Are they actually married, or just saying this is my waifu?
Done. She didn't deserve what you had sent, and she certainly didn't.
Like Flower, I'll be real. It's not hard. Yes, you wash your hair. See, you have already that much more. They're not married. Of course not.
Deserve any of the shit you were saying about her behind her back. You know what she deserved? An apology. And then a statement that you were going to stay away from her circles as long as she fucking lived. But shit, I guess 1 out of 2 isn't bad. You best hope I'm not in your area ever fucking again. I might not remember your address, but I'm certain the stench will lead me right to you.
You know what, Backshots? Dr. Backshots, you can fix her.
Well, right now would be a perfect time to decompress, but we still have much to go through. But hey!
No, I don't want to decompress. I know what decompression looks like with you two.
Hold up. Drink any water yet? Can't blame you for watching this on an empty stomach, but be sure to eat something. Me? Oh, don't worry. I'm just gonna down a tungsten ton of Diet Dr. Pepper to wash away the sorrows. Anywho,
even Dr. Pepper is catching strays.
Take it away now, Donnie.
She got onto my case for talking about things I like too much, saying that I need to go outside because I'm talkative about my interests. I'm really autistic and hyperfixate. That's hard for me to help.
You should all go outside. Go outside, climb a tree.
I've always been open to her and literally everyone that I have autism. Sorry that I act upon being autistic.
Okay, so this is just straight up lie. No, Donnie, I never told you that you were talking about things too much, and I never told you to go outside. I never used any of that borderline ableist phrasing towards you.
Wait, telling someone to go outside is ableist? Where? Touch grass. Climb a tree. I don't care. Go outside. Go into the forest. Become one with nature. Lie down in the moss and decompose.
First of all, both me and my partner are neurodivergent, but I'm aware internalized ableism is a thing, so I'll be
What?
neurodivergent, but I'm aware internalized ableism
We are neurodivergent. We can't do our child.
is a thing, so I'll be going over our DMs. The only time we ever talked about autism is when I brought up once that there may be a possibility that I too am autistic. I am neurodivergent, but
I'm neurodivergent, but I have never been tested.
that is due to my complex PTSD. I wasn't able to
I have very complex PTSD.
about it at all. I just noticed how I had symptoms/traits relating to autism. That's all. But I want to focus on the touch
Thank God. Thank God I'm neurotypical.
grass accusation that Donnie made, because you want to know what happened when I searched up the term outside? The only times I ever bring that up is when I was venting about the fact that I was trapped in my apartment like a hermit crab, because I was afraid to go outside, not only due to my symptoms.
But dude, some people are allergic to grass. Telling people to touch grass is discriminatory to people who can't touch grass. Well then touch moss, I don't care. I was diagnosed with PTSD rather than CPTSD at the time, for your information. Ah, I self-diagnosed myself with CPTSD? Okay, cool. Or is it just at the time? Bruh.
PTSD, but also because I lived in an area that was dangerous due to me still living in proximity of my abusers and my rapist.
Move out.
That is why you see many things have been censored and screenshot. So thanks, Donnie. Thanks for making my trauma about you when it had absolutely fuck all to do with you and your autism.
Interesting that she won't self-diagnose as being autistic, but she is self-diagnosed with CPTSD. Yes, I'm also self-diagnosed with neurotypical. I'm so much better than other autistic people. Who doesn't care about my hay fever? I give you keys on your head. That is me caring. That is me caring for your hay fever.
Just so you can label me ableist.
Oh yeah, she also made racially insensitive statements about anime, saying that anime supports pedophilia.
She said this to me in call too, and yet she still added me to her Discord server.
Okay, so Scarlet corroborates the claim despite this not
Black Flower, you got her beat again!
being true. Despite what Donnie likes to think, this is not a real thing I told people. Let's get something out of the way real quick. Scarlet, I still added you to my private Discord server because I considered you a pal. Despite your hobbies, if I really hated anime that much, why would I ever want to talk to you? It's almost like, unlike you guys, I don't make assumptions about people. And Chippy, I'm gonna need you to shut the fuck up. But you know what?
Chippy. Man, you will fucking hate on me, these premises alone. Beg thy pardon? You hate anime, excuse me, the fuck? Cause remember, people made jokes about me being the embodiment of anime? Real thing she told me and several others. Oh no. You always sneeze in your general direction. Oh yeah, let's go.
Let's play your guys' game. Let's actually believe the delusional take that I think everyone who likes anime is a pedophile. And since Tippy here is the embodiment of anime, they too are a pedophile. And they are. But not because of that. It's because I groomed a minor by desensitizing them to not safe for work content and also protected people who hunt around groomers and pedophiles.
DM time. God, I get Danganronpa lore drops here. Ah. Okay, I get a Danganronpa. Many minors get abused in every possible way and their panty shots. Okay. Okay. But this is okay. There's a shower scene between two characters. One of them looks like a minor or a lolly, and the joke is that her audience consists mostly of creepy old perverted men. Here's what she looks like, by the way. Oh god. With the way they all framed as high schoolers when all these scenes play out. Even though due to the plot twist reason they aren't, because they forgot the last 2 years of their memories. But still, pretty fucking weird. They all look like how they were when they were teens. Yet Deed is familiar with every game in this series, despite this weird plot twist. She was 17 going on 18, and she made her interest in Danganronpa apparent, aka her YouTube vids when she used Yunku. Es ist right. Okay. But then she's like, all anime is pedo.
Even in these people's delusional take of me, I'm still right somehow. God, how do I do it? Honestly, Donnie making this claim makes them look worse.
How am I so good?
Compared to me. You wanna know why? Lolicon and Shotacon. So does Donnie, Scarlet, and everyone else in this server support Lolicon? Because now that's the thing that I have to wonder. Because the only time I would ever say this piece of media supports pedophilia is Lolicon and Shotacon. Because it is. So which is it? Are you implying that you support
Fuck.
Shotacon? Because it is.
This form of media sexualizes children. I do not care if it is just drawings. You're fucking weird for defending it or enjoying it. Any media that sexualizes a child and attempts to normalize it is going to attract pedophiles. What do you expect?
So which is it? Are you implying that you support Lolicon and Shotokan, or did you purposefully exaggerate and make up this claim as a means to paint me as racially insensitive? I want to state this now. I do not think all anime is pedophilia, and I do not hate anime. Rather, I am very heavily critical of anime. There are some anime and even manga that I have read that I do enjoy. My partner sat me down to watch Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and I enjoyed it. I didn't hate it. The reason why I am very critical—
Well, I just picked the most stereotypical safe anime
of anime is due to the normalization of a lot of fucked up shit, and that includes pedophilia. There's a lot of tropes that are very harmful to anime that is normalized and even romanticized or treated as a mere joke, and that is why, unlike these fuckers, I don't excuse things like lolicon and shotokan, sexual assault, or misogyny. Very common things that are in anime. Japan has an issue with not taking sexual assault seriously. Japan has
not bring up statistics, wait.
Japan has an issue with
not bring up statistics. The reason why statistics are so low in Japan is because it's based on reported cases. So many cases go unreported because victims are not taken serious.
Taking sexual assault seriously. Japan has an issue of misogyny being ingrained in their society and even culture. That is not me purposefully painting Japan in a negative light or mocking their culture. That is a fact. Japan has had an issue with this stuff for quite a while. Me stating that fact does not make me racially insensitive. And it's really fucking weird that these guys think that. It is on the same level of weeaboo behavior. Basically, people who glamorize and treat Japan less so like a country and more so like heaven and excuse anything problematic as a means of, that's just their culture, which is really creepy. How do I know this? Because I dealt with these type of people in my childhood who ended up doing really fucked
Oh
up
my
shit.
god, you dealt with everyone in your childhood. Not the lolicon
That traumatic experience led me to think more critically towards anime. So no, I am not racially insensitive due to my opinions on anime. You just wanted to paint me as fucking racist, Donnie, so thanks for that. And fuck you, Scarlet, for corroborating, Donnie.
She snapped at me for liking Giga Desatsu Weed.
Why?
Because it's an anime.
Well, what's wrong with the funny dog show? What?
She has a hatred for anime because she thinks that anyone who likes it supports pedophilia.
Dot.
Man, she will fucking hate me on those premises alone.
I beg my pardon?
Dippy, I hate you for a plethora of reasons, not because you're a degenerate weeb. Shut the fuck up. But did you notice Donnie changed the claim on the spot? Let me explain. The original claim was that I didn't like anime because anime itself supports pedophilia, which, in a way, it does. Not all of it, but some do. Again, lolicon and shotokan exist. However,
why are we talking about Japan? Because anime evil.
Donnie changed his phrasing here. Donnie is now claiming that I have a hatred for anime because anyone who likes it, anyone who enjoys watching anime, is a pedophile. And with Donnie bringing up that he likes a certain anime, and I apparently snapped at him over it, Donnie is now insinuating that I think he's a pedophile. Fucking great. And that's my whole issue here with this claim.
What was the anime?
This claim doesn't even make sense. You wanna know why? Because Michael watches anime. Well, guess I'm dating a man who I think is a pedophile, as if that makes fucking sense.
Yeah, to be completely honest here, I'm tired of watching people forget that I exist, which is ironic given that this thread is nearly halfway about me.
You were talking about how people only called her your girlfriend, and you also got upset over that. Where? You get upset when they don't mention her enough, you get upset when they mention her. What's the problem? What is the right statistic here?
I feel like Deed wouldn't be dating someone she saw as a pedophile. To clarify, again, no, Deed does not hate anime.
I think I already read that one. Here's a section. In Ultra Despair Girls, the same game as this is Danganronpa again, one game apparently they too like. In Ultra Despair Girls, the same game that has the groping machine minigame. The villains of the game are: they have a child who got pimped out by her dad and sexually assaulted, make a groping machine, which is a minigame, used to grope adults. Because she wants them to go through what she went through and then kill them. Of course, the protag of this game is a teenage girl named Kumaru. By the way, the character doing this, assaulting them, is a middle schooler. There's also a line where a guy, when saying his type, says, "I like 'em young as possible," not a joke. I know because of her favorite on DeviantArt. Bruh. Bruh. I don't want more not fun facts.
Anime. She's just noticed that a disproportionate amount, especially ones popularized here in the West, tend to feature sexual harassment or pedophilic behavior either as a means of sexualizing characters or for comedic effect. Sometimes both. But Deed has seen a decent number of anime that
How
she's
long is this video? 7 hours and 20 minutes. And this is part 1.
enjoyed. Both of us have watched and liked stuff such as Full Metal Alchemist, Spy X Family, Dead Leaves, to name a few. Something I feel like literally any of you would know if anyone had come up to either her or me and
I imagine they checked beforehand, okay, which one has the least questionable things in it.
just spoke to us. But no, let's ironically
No more fun facts. God, thank you.
enough generalize and boil down my partner's
But
criticisms
thank you very much, Embry. That is actually really funny.
against anime to something batshit insane to paint her in a negative
Wait, when you said it was 7 hours, I thought you were joking. No.
light.
With that being said, let's actually talk about the funny dog show that was mentioned, because Donnie mentioning this literally gives me a defense towards one of his earlier claims.
Thank you, Rose. I will check that out later. I will probably show it the next time. Timestamp is 25. Okay, I will save that because I only have 50 minutes left for today. I will note that down for the next time. So I can also check that out because I haven't seen that before. Thank you very much.
So Donnie made the claim earlier that I forced him to enjoy horror, that I pressured him to like horror when no, that was not the case. He likes horror on his own accord, and I simply wanted
No one cares
to help him find recommendations. Now, I, honest to God, do not even recall Donnie talking about this anime, but what probably happened, if it even did happen, which I don't believe it did, but in this case, let's pretend it did, when me and Donnie were talking and he said he didn't like horror, I probably brought up this anime. Now, you're probably thinking to yourself, what does an anime—
I love that we started with I was sexually harassed. And now we are somehow with, they called my favorite band emo. Also anime. And I'm blacking out, bro.
Anime with dogs have to do with yeah, Livy just called an anime where a bunch of dogs and humans get brutally mauled to death funny. Let that be known. And this right here proves that I had every right to be upset. Again, if this conversation did occur. I didn't snap at Donnie for liking the anime. What probably happened is that I questioned Donnie, because if Donnie is saying he hates horror so much, why would he be willing to watch an anime where dogs and humans get mauled to death?
I am now questioning your triggers.
Death and features a shit ton of blood and murder. It doesn't make sense. Make it make sense, Donnie. And for the record, no, I don't care that you like this anime, Donnie. If anything, I'm only bringing this up to bring up the hypocrisy and the fact that nobody did the simplest Google search of this anime and would have realized how this anime has elements of horror. Or rather, it has elements of horror that Donnie claims triggers him. So why is he perfectly fine with watching this anime, but when I talk—
I am now questioning your triggers.
about horror, I'm a piece of shit. The fact even Livy seemed to have known what Donnie was talking about, why didn't she call him out? It's almost like it's confirmation bias. And knowing what I have known for years—
They probably didn't call them out because they were like, I don't fucking care.
They have to baby Donnie, because Donnie would never lie. He always tells the truth. After all, he's the nicest person in the community, right?
Let's take a moment to segue into a duo spawned from the pits of hell. One being prominent within this thread, the other simply a lurker, yet his name is mentioned quite a lot from a certain individual. Let's have a chat about Keyblade Master and Tippy.
Hey! Jesus! I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you.
We're not talking about Keyblade Master and Tippy at the same time because of the cloak and dagger situation. In fact, neither of us were there for it, so don't expect an explanation or breakdown on it. This is not the place.
It will, however, be referenced because I have my own issues with it. No, the actual reason—
I have my own issues. Of course you have. Of course you have. Why would there be someone you don't have your own issues?
We're talking about these two simultaneously is because they kind of intertwine in terms of their actions within the thread itself. So let's talk about it. Let's start with Tippy, because Tippy is weird. The reason I say this is because Tippy almost—
Tippy, it's weird. Pot, meat kettle.
Comes off as being our defense team. The reason why I say almost is because Tippy is still going out of their way to agree with everyone that I am a terrible person and Michael is being abused by me. However, there were quite a few times where Tippy was not only semi-understanding of where I was coming from with, granted, exaggerated and straight up lies of what happened, but not only that, there were multiple times where Tippy would go on and literally give me free counterpoints. I'm not kidding. It's not to say they didn't spew bullshit, however, which we will—
I mean, you also give me many free counterpoints to your narrative, so—
cover. But for now, let's talk about the defenses they give. For example, with the Kinning claim, Tippy goes on to say this.
If it's to an obsessive level, for that to even be the case, it has to go further than just appreciating a character, expressing yourself via relating to a character, and using scenes or moments to convey how you feel. Like, I don't get it. Then maybe you should shut the fuck up, Tippy.
Glad to see we're on the same page.
Oh, also there's a difference between animated and live action girl. True. Oh.
Tippy, because you are right. Relating to a character isn't wrong, but reaching to an obsessive level for relating to one is. It's why I spoke to—
Not gonna lie, I'm gonna make some fucking banger butter chicken. Oh, make me some too. Here's actually a fun fact. Homophobia caused a big event that caused everything to go wrong in Danganronpa. Okay, Junko blackmailed a guy, but the fact he was gay, so she got away. Isn't being gay like the biggest apocalypse causer in anime? I know at least 3 animes that ended because a blonde twink was in love with the main character.
to Donnie in the first place. But of course, that's not how Donnie portrayed the conversation as. Not only that, but Tippy is the only one to ask for actual proof of me telling Michael not to associate with people anymore. Finally, someone asking for evidence. Let's see what proof Donnie gives Tippy that they and everyone else immediately believes in afterwards.
Wait, I have a question. But she's literally telling Silver not to be friends with any of you guys.
Yes, I know this because she blocked me out of the blue, and also controlled my friendships.
As far as I'm concerned with Silver, by the way, he doesn't seem to fully agree with her. But on the other hand, it is concerning.
Don't mind me. I'm just losing my fucking mind right now. It's fine. It's perfectly great.
What?
Decaying over here.
Okay.
So beyond the fact, Tippy, that I just grew up and understood the terrible things that Avi had done to her.
I just grew up and I figured out making my girl happier is better than having friends.
And the horrible things that had happened to her. You guys understand I can not agree with Deed on things, right? Like, that's not even a statement on her as a person, and it's not grounds that she's abusive or even a shitty partner. It's just a
Wait, let me think of the animes where a light-haired twink caused the apocalypse because they were into the main character. There was Berserk, Evangelion, and Devilman Crybaby. See?
Relationship. But hey, I don't know. Maybe you and Key are just
I can think of 3 on the top of my head.
mind hype like that.
There's also a point in time where Tippy theorizes this idea that the reason I find Hollywood Undead being labeled emo as an insult is because emo does have a lot of negative connotations, but apparently
Hasn't it been like 20 years since emo has been last seen as negative? I said light-haired, okay? Light-haired, blonde, almost the same. Shut up. Shut up, back shots. Dweep.
Apparently, it is plausible to describe something without inherently being negative in this context. Okay, I'm just gonna stop you there. First off, I don't find it insulting because emo is a negative connotation. No, it's because Hollywood Undead isn't emo. It's like if I labeled a country band hip-hop. It doesn't make sense. Unfortunately, there have been many—
Why are we back to the fucking song? Why do we need to talk about the fucking band again?
bands that have been wrongfully labeled as emo, such as My Chemical Romance and Panic at the Disco. Despite these bands refusing that label, they are, to this day,
no one cares.
Labeled as emo. However, there is more argument for these bands being closer to emo than Hollywood Undead ever could be. Yes, there is a negative stigma towards the word emo, but it isn't inherently a bad thing. See, to be—
Deed admits to self-farming to basically make Silver cut off his friends. I'm not controlling him, though. I'm just setting an ultimatum. So no, Silver's not allowed to disagree with her. She's insane. Bruh. In the— wait. Included in the original script. Is this in here? Copy of the original response script? Is this in here?
Kinda gets my perspective, but also doesn't, because Tippy then goes on into a conversation that, for the sake of their privacy, I am censoring, because it turns personal, and they even interject my trauma into this, which, fuck you, Tippy.
Yeah, you already trauma dumped it on everyone, so no one cares.
For that, but no, Tippy. Whatever the fuck you said here is way off and completely wrong. I do not see Hollywood Undead as emo, because it isn't emo. Enough said.
No one cares about it if it's emo or not.
There's also a claim that we haven't gotten to yet that infuriates me, because Tippy is on my side, but because of how this claim is presented, Tippy doesn't realize they are not only on my side, but share a similar mindset as me. So let's go over the best friend claim.
There was also a time where I was being devastated over losing AdSense since my absolute best friend for 4 years, and I said, I don't know if I can have a best friend again. Obviously, I don't stand by this anymore considering Key, and Silver's girlfriend just tells me, calling someone your best friend just leads to manipulation and abuse anyway.
Do we know if this girl's a baddie or not? It's important. Dr. Backshots, no.
Not gonna lie, I was in tears when I said that, so that response just stings.
Not be rude, but what the fuck kind of logic is that? Why would calling someone your best friend lead to that kind of stuff? I don't.
She does not trauma dump, she trauma napalm strikes. True.
Get it.
She said that calling someone your best friend is wrong because it leads to bias.
That really depends on the person.
You know what? I really hate it when people call others best friend.
Okay, I sorta get, but I also don't.
Personally, me and my used to be IRL best friend. It's fine, we are online friends now. Have plenty of things we disagree on about things we like. Still like the dude, but I won't assume he's always 100% correct all the time. And I wouldn't expect the opposite extreme.
Like, yeah, considering someone a best friend can be tricky in places, especially if the claim could indicate a bit of favoritism. With that said, not every case of people being best friends with someone will lead to bias. It's stupid to think that all the cases of someone being a best friend to someone else is considered to be biased, or will lead to manipulation and abuse anyways. The fuck are you talking about? Like,
you can just say you personally don't like the term best friends. Leave it to everyone else themselves. Love and peace, love and be loved.
Actually, even if these are claims that Dee has said to your face, or you're responding to things that Donnie has said to you, which you probably shouldn't be listening to, honestly, the fuck is your issue? This isn't your problem. You don't talk to Dee. What the?
Hey, thanks, Tippy, for giving me a free counterpoint, because you are correct. Not every case of people being best friends will lead to bias or abuse. However, in my case, it certainly does. And this is why Donnie purposely—
I don't care.
left out the context and is using my trauma and weaponizing it to paint me as crazy. So let me show you how the conversation actually went down.
I also realized one particular friendship I had was extremely toxic. It's not her. It's someone you don't know. But like, she was so aggressive and made a joke saying I'm an easy target due to my height. And she treated me like I'm stupid and was very violent.
Oh god, yeah, that's awful. What the fuck? I'd never do shit like that. You know, my ex-best friend did stuff like that too. Telling me heinous things that I do not wish to disclose. It's awful. I'm sorry.
Well, one of the things I do not wish to disclose. I'm sure it will not come up later.
You didn't deserve that at all.
There was one really bad thing she did that I don't know why I forgave her for.
Well, for me, I defended them because I labeled them as my best friend. I told myself, my best friend could never hurt me. We tried defending those we care and love, you know?
Yeah, she expected me to support her violence when I have nearly been murdered.
God, so awful. I'm sorry.
I bet the best friend raped her.
Sorry, man. Just to get further context, I vented multiple times to Donnie about my childhood best friend. See, the person that I'm talking about is someone that I was close with for about 8 to 9 years of my life. They were the first person I ever befriended in elementary school, and unfortunately the relationship ended on a very sour note. Because over the years, they found a different social circle, and they went on to say and do some very harmful things to me. Many of which were downright abusive, and I downplayed it, because they're my best friend. They wouldn't intentionally hurt me. They're my best friend. They care about me, right? I pretty much excused their behavior and the hurt they caused simply due to the best friend label we had for each other. It also doesn't help how our friendship started in the first place. The day we met—
Again, I don't need to know your life story, honey. I really don't. I don't need to understand your life story. Keep it for your therapist. They will listen to you for a full hour. Undivided attention.
Met was the day I planned on committing suicide, and I didn't tell them this.
Oh my god. I don't fucking care. What is it with these people who are like, I tried to commit suicide. I was raped. Everyone sexually assaulted me. I was sexually harassed. My dad never loved me. My mom pushed her cigarettes into my skin.
Fail until years later. After I did, however, they bring it up continuously, almost like a badge of honor, telling me I'm the reason you're alive, and if it wasn't for me, our friendship, you wouldn't be here. I don't want to go into the
so true.
Details of what this person did to me, but they were verbally and emotionally abusive, is what I will say. But yeah, in my personal opinion, I don't like the term best friend because I don't like treating my pals in this hierarchy system. I treat them all equally. Like, am I closer to some more than others? Sure, but I don't like putting this label on someone.
You should have been pushed into the locker more. You need to start funding schools so people can learn how to stop being so fucking long-winded. You don't understand. Making a series of YouTube videos that are longer than the Lord of the Ring trilogy is so much cheaper than therapy and just as effective. No. Ranger, no.
Because the last time I did that, I excused the outright abusive behavior they had. So that is why I shared my opinion on that with Donnie. I simply told him my personal opinion and belief on the term best friend. What Donnie should actually be saying is, she said that calling someone your best friend doesn't feel right and even wrong because it leads to bias. It led to her getting abused.
You could just say, I don't like it. I personally do not call someone best friends. Don't push your victims into lockers. Make sure they lock it behind them.
That's why. But no, Donnie wants to paint me as crazy and nonsensical, hence why the context is completely redacted from the retelling of this. I never told Donnie to stop using that word. I never told Donnie, you're not allowed to call someone your best friend. Rather, I was just sharing my own personal experience. That's it.
I feel like you wish to share your own personal experience a lot.
So thanks, Donnie. Thanks for taking a traumatic moment in my life and painting it as if I
Every moment of your life has been traumatic, okay?
As if my best friend didn't already try doing that. So thanks. Thanks for that, and fuck you.
Fuck you.
It's crazy though. You agree with me, Tippy. Yeah, you go on to explain why you had a hard time calling someone your best friend. It's crazy that you shared this deep personal thing, but never once thought that maybe it's the same for me.
To be fair, Tippy is not the smartest. You know what? I changed my mind. Dr. Backshots, no, you were the last soldier standing.
But no, that doesn't matter. Because the narrative has already been painted that I'm this psychotic abusive bitch that deserves to have my shins kicked in. But aside from that, Tippy goes on to say that I'm extremely unhinged and fucking stupid in regards to the anime claim.
I don't want her near me, especially since I'm an anime fan. That, and she went on the record about how she feels about anime, so I don't want her near me for that reason. I had a terrible experience with people like her.
Good, because I don't want to be anywhere near you either, Tippy. Because I too have had terrible experiences with people
Well, then it's all good, right? You two don't want to be near each other. So everything is fine in the world. See? Peace.
justify sending borderline porn for nothing more than a fucking meme. Oh, I should probably explain that now, huh? So, Cloak and Dagger. Cloak and Dagger was a shit show, but it is the reason why Tippy and Keyblade are no longer on the internet. As far as we know, at least. The only thing that I took from
Yay, Cloak and Dagger back.
Cloak and Dagger was 3 things. 1. Keyblade is an asshole and a literal simp for someone he wasn't even in a relationship with. Despite being in a relationship himself. If anyone is actually deserving of the label simp, it is Keyblade for sure. 2. Tippy is perfectly fine with protecting people who associate with literal groomers, though that's not surprising with what I'm about to say. And 3. Cloak and Dagger.
Well, you two were also in the Cloud Palace, so...
so on the fucking nose with its name, it's like you are wearing a literal red honking clown nose. Right, Susie? Because holy shit was this entire situation used to cover up grooming allegations. No, I'm not fucking kidding. But you wanna know what's crazy about the whole Cloak and Dagger fiasco? Other grooming allegations were completely fucking ignored. Although this is public information, for the sake of the victim, I will not name them. But Michael and I found a Google document of someone outing Tippy, Keyblade, and many other individuals for doing creepy-ass behavior. Keyblade more than Tippy. From screenshots that I've seen, Tippy was basically complicit and was perfectly fine with people being...
My life goal is to be enough of a threat that my existence bothers people. I wish you luck, Potterbella. I wish you luck on your journey.
Inappropriate around minors, which, to me, makes Tippy predatory and a groomer themselves because they did not care to share lewd imagery with a minor. They basically desensitized minors to adult material. And nobody, I mean nobody, talked about this for quite a while. The only time I saw this being talked about was in terms of Keyblade and the shit he said in the Rachel document, because yes, even Rachel saw Keyblade for who he was, a groomer. It pisses me off that no one talked about the actual issue with Keyblade and Tippy. No, instead it was a fucking Discord call, bitching, whining, yelling, and having hero-esque monologues just for Tippy and Keyblade to fuck off. Surprising that worked, honestly. Now, I do want to state that in terms of the timeline, these allegations regarding Tippy and Keyblade were made after the Cloak and Dagger call was made. However, knowing the shit that we know about the SEC, they know things about their members and will brush it under the rug. I personally believe Susie and others knew about the shit Keyblade and Tippy did and just never...
Some of this shit was done out in the open publicly and social media too, by the way. Well, you were in there too, and you were also in the Cloud Palace.
Brought it up nor questioned it, even though it would have fucking benefited them to call Tippy and Keyblade out for who they are. Fucking creeps. But no, and quite frankly, to this day, I only ever hear about Cloak and Dagger. I don't hear about these serious allegations. In fact, the serious allegations that were made aren't even brought up on their wiki pages. So yeah, I feel like these grooming
they're not on their wiki pages. They're not on the wiki pages, how dare. Bro, no one fucking cares about the fucking wiki pages. Who the fuck checks wiki pages?
have been undermined, and that needs to fucking stop. That's why I'm talking about them, because I don't fucking care for these two individuals. They deserve to be known for what they are, in my opinion.
Also, weren't you pissed because your wiki page was still up?
Degenerate weeaboo-ass child groomers. Well, I've already said his name a plethora of times, so let's talk about how Keyblade fits into all this. Key is pretty non-existent in this thread. His only contribution was calling someone named Ash a cunt, comforting Donnie, and corroborates for Donnie on one of the claims that we'll get into shortly. However, there was something that Tippy brings up that I'm going to talk about because this actually does relate to the creepy shit Key did. Publicly, mind you. So take it away, Tippy.
Well, I recall Key mentioning this to me, that she just blocked him, like out of the blue. Maybe I'm getting this wrong, but he was clueless when she blocked him.
Oh boy, do I sure love when people feign ignorance even though they know exactly what the fuck they did. Alright, time to talk about my history with Key. Key and I were pals for quite a while, and can you guess what happened that caused me to block his ass and to stop talking to him? Say it with me now. Avi. Yeah, Key was still following and associating with
Of course, it was Avi, the man I consensually talked kink with.
Despite me sharing the sexual harassment I'd gone through. And so I made the choice of blocking him.
Still not sexual harassment.
His ass, and you want to know something? He had a conversation with someone about this, so he knows exactly what it was about, despite claiming ignorance in this conversation as well. I was given permission by this individual to share the screenshot, however, their name will be...
Again, hate. He is also weirdo. But Avi is also fucking creep and can go down the stairs, but in this one case, it's like, bruh.
Redacted. Here's how the conversation went.
Hey, Keyblade, you there? Huh, redacted. It's been a long time since we last talked. What's going on? Redacted, are you there?
Sorry, I went to bed. I was just wondering if you knew anything about what happened to Deed since I got booted off of her server. Silver just told me.
I have about as much knowledge as you since I also got booted off her server, removed from a friend list, and blocked on Twitter. In fact, minus Silver and Redacted, nearly everyone that server has been removed and unfriended by Deed. So I'm baffled as to what the hell happened.
From what I was told, Redacted blocked Deed, and Deed felt as though everyone was being dishonest to her after that. Basically what happened with Doodle back in 2017.
I see. Well, this is not good since she basically threw away a bunch of people who genuinely considered her a friend.
Yeah, man. I totally threw away a bunch of people who genuinely considered me a friend, didn't I? That's why you guys chose to dismiss my trauma over the years I knew you for.
You guys chose to dismiss my trauma. No one cares. People have enough going on in their own life, okay? They can't be like with everyone. Oh my god, I remember every one of your triggers. Your 200 triggers.
Disregarded what Avi did to me and engaged in a thread that's accusing me of being an abuser. You guys totally cared about me. Hey, at least Redacted called your ass out, Key, and you know what? Outside of Michael, they were the only person who cared about me. Which is why we're still talking to this day, and why I want fuck all to do with anyone who was involved with the Avi ordeal. So shove it. There is, however, something I do regret, actually.
Shove it.
And what I regret is that I didn't block Keyblade's ass sooner. So, as a reminder, Rachel called Key a groomer, and he freaked out about this, but everyone was on his side, including me, unfortunately. Had I have known the actual context of what the fuck he did, I would have tore him a new one, came up with 15 new nicknames towards him, and 7 new slurs just to use against—
You would have done nothing. You would have done nothing. I've heard your 1 HP voice, honey. It's so funny, they talk all big game here, but if you listen to the Lio call, it's like 1 HP. Her husband has to speak for her because she's scared of Lio.
Against him, and then never speak to his ass again. So let's talk about my semi-involvement in all this. To get it out of the way, Rachel called Key out for being a potential groomer. Why did she call him a groomer? Because publicly, on Twitter, he tagged a 17-year-old to a lewd image for the purpose of the joke being, haha, I gave a minor a boner. I found out about—
Haha, porn. The joke is porn.
This, and I quickly messaged Key, and I essentially told him what the fuck happened, and he spiraled. He was sort of giving me context, but also not, because some of the shit he said did not matter to me. The way he described it to me was that he made a bad joke. He did something stupid, it wasn't malice, it was just a mistake, but people were twisting it to be something worse than it actually was. So I told him again, what the fuck happened? I basically told him to show me what the fuck he sent. I will let the conversation explain the rest. What was the photo? Show me the photo. Key, please.
I will show you the photo. I just need to find it. I found it. But heads up, this picture is related to one of your triggers, so are you sure you want to see it?
Show it to Silver first then. I'm gonna call with him right now.
Oh, okay.
Okay, thank you. I'm gonna be real. Depending on what was on the photo, I was
Everything is a trigger.
about to throw hands. You really shouldn't post shit like that without permission. Just, for me, learn from this lesson. I don't think you're a creep, but just keep your anime shit to yourself.
Honestly, I think it might be for the best considering the mess it somehow got me into. But yeah, I'll do that in the future.
Hi, hello. I'm stepping in to give further context on what happened that night because I was actually there for it as well. See, Dee was at work when all of this was happening, and on her breaks, her and I would tend to spend time together via a Discord call. So we were in a Discord call when her and Key were having this conversation, which is why when Key said he couldn't show Dee the photo due to it possibly triggering her, Dee told him to send it to me. Here's the problem with that. He didn't. He sent me an entirely different photo that had nothing to do with why he was being called out by Rachel. This infuriates me because the photo he sent me was of a grown woman in a lewd position, so I told Dee that the image wasn't that bad, which is why she relayed to Key, don't ever do this shit fucking again. We thought it was a genuine, stupid joke, and overall
Let me guess, it was Lolly.
That Key made, but this was under false pretenses, as when we had gone through the victim's testimony, we found out what the actual image was, and it pisses me off because had I have known what the actual image was, I would have torn a fucking new one. The image was a group
You
of
would have done nothing. You two would have done nothing. You are the equivalent of oatmeal. You would have been like, okay, well, okay. No, do not show the picture if it's fucking Lolly.
anime characters in very scantily clad clothing, 2 of which are underage, making the image a lolicon, which is why we are refraining from showing it to you, even if it's censored. It infuriates me that Deed and I trusted Key. We didn't think he would lie to us. We didn't think he would even be that fucking stupid. But given the fact that he lied in the Rachel doc, which led—
Not that bad. You know, you can send a lewd image to a child if it's an adult woman, but if it's a shooter, that's bad.
to the eventual retraction of his testimony within the Rachel document, I think it says a lot.
Silver sits in the on the cuck couch, okay? Not the chair.
about Keyblade's character. He knew what he was doing, he fucked up, and the fact that Rachel knew just goes to show. Groomer Game really do recognize Groomer Game.
I also want to point out that despite Key not wanting to trigger my PTSD, this incident still caused a very intense...
Listen, I may not care about the minor, but I care about the lolly. And also because I will end it for today. We stop here. This is a 3 second benchmark. We are almost halfway through. Great moment to stop. Yeah, the funniest thing is, I will spoiler now a little bit because like I said, I watched a bit more of it. They knew about George Raccoon and didn't say anything. But now they are like all high and mighty. They were like, when Doodles made her first video defending George Raccoon, I was like, nah, that ain't right. That ain't right. And my husband was with her, but Silver agreed with Doodles. But I told him no. But anyway, we didn't do anything about it because, yeah. As someone with a lot of trauma, I have worked very hard to overcome it. It just makes me so angry to watch people just wallow in it. Yeah, same. It's really stupid. Again, I know it can be hard. Listen, I think we all know it can be hard. But also, you gotta live. You gotta live. You know. Good job, too. I'm shocked you survived that shit. Thank you, Dr. Backshot. I will continue this week. I will continue. Dude, did you hear about the interesting leaks that I got in relation to Silver and George situation? No, I didn't, Jilla. Can you send me them on Discord? It would be great. I would love that. I need to know. The worst part about being human is that everyone is capable of changing. So many people either become worse or simply refuse to. Shut up, fish! You know what I mean? I cannot speak. Yet, we still have 5 minutes to hang out. Deed and Silver are those kinds of people that never gonna change. Oh yeah, join the Discord! Or Bella just posted it. Join the server. Idiot. The deeds. I'm not used to it to be streaming this long again. I feel it in my voice again. I need my honey bonbons back. I need them back. My voice is shit. And I only drank 1 monster today. But yeah, I will try to continue tomorrow. So you can look forward to that. There will be more pain. There will be more pain. With luck, we will finish tomorrow. Or we will go as long as we have to for the next few days. Vocal exercises before stream. Yeah, it's so bad because I got used to it when I went away for my 5 minutes of milk. And now I have to get back into it. Leo was in my chat and told me that he gave Silver a preview of the evidence against George. So he knew way before anybody else. He has literally 0 excuses. That's even worse. That's even worse. And then they get all high and mighty about it. That's crazy. I'm a pain slut, what can I say? Talking a lot can be more harmful for your voice than singing. Yeah. It's alright, I have honey bonbons. Silver is touched. They're all touched, okay. Skip dinner today. So 8 minutes off to go wait the fridge, get tea and honeydew. I will. Silver ended up siding with George out of spite. Brah. So, thank you all so much for stopping by. It's great to be back. Great to be back. You've all been a riot today. Thank you so much for everyone in the chat. For the lurkers, for the donation. It's been wild. Like I said, I will try to be back tomorrow. And we will continue the pain journey. This will be probably 4 streams at least. I hate it. Have a good night. Yeah, there's my music. There. Bye-bye!